don't have friends. I got family.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117. And you're watching Xbox Ultimate. Now, finish the fight. Chief out.
Hey, hi everybody. It is Xbox Ultimate Podcast and we are live, and I hope you can hear me because I have new equipment and I forgot to double check the scene to make sure everything was set up properly. I see the green bar moving, so I think everything's okay. Hi chat.
You should have
Thank
let
you for being
me
here.
check your new equipment out first.
Oh, well, you are the official equipment tester of the family.
Is that a sex toy joke?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's just like a junk joke.
A junk joke?
Oh,
Yeah, like your junk.
your equipment. Testing that.
Don't guys call that their
your
equipment?
pipes? Jesus, here we go.
I don't know. I don't call mine my equipment.
Well, no, I think guys do, don't they? They call it their own stuff their equipment. Is that a
No,
thing?
I don't think anybody's ever been like, yo, make
Is
way for
Mag
my
still
equipment.
here? I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys.
I call mine
Starting
I call
off
mine
right.
Samson.
Yeah.
So.
Already off to a good start. From says, "Hey, yeah, this is what the."
Is that,
All right.
is that from that one half-baked Samson?
Sorry,
Samson.
guys.
Hey, it's okay.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody. This is Xbox Ultimate Podcast, episode 54, and
we're live.
We are live, and we are going to have an awesome, fun show tonight, as you can already tell. I have my coffee, and we have MAGG. Hi, MAGG.
Hi, everybody.
Middleagegameguy from
sir.
Gaming After Dark with Noof Nukem. Makes absolutely hilarious skits on Twitter that I adore, and they actually make me laugh out loud in the car. Wait, I shouldn't be looking at tweets when I'm driving. I don't do that. They make me laugh at home on Twitter, and they're great. I absolutely love them. Mag, welcome to the show, dude.
Well, Mav and panel chat, I am so excited to be here. It's awesome. It's well, I'm also on Primetime Gaming on Monday night with Mr. Boomstick.
Yes, you are.
XL, and I'm usually, well, lately we're on camera on their show, but I still feel like a fish out of water because I'm Italian, so I'm gonna be lifting my hands and doing this a lot tonight, right? Because that's, it's kind of how we talk. If you shut up in Italian, you're gonna cut our arms off. We don't say anything, but. Anyways, yes, as for those Twitter videos, I got a whole bunch more coming up. I had a minor surgery last week, so I had to kind of hold off on physical activity this week because I've got like 10 new videos that I'm going to be pumping out. And yeah, I've got a whole bunch of funny stuff coming up. Probably going to piss a lot of people off. But anyways, enough of that nonsense. We got some great topics tonight, guys. Let's get right into the show.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I think it's worth the risk for a good joke, right? If you got a good
take
joke,
it as a joke. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
Yeah.
I've stopped myself from doing some things before. I was like, is this crossing the line?
I
will have to test the waters.
I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I do it anyway because I'm like, you know what?
Just kidding.
I do it anyway. If you guys listen to Gaming After Dark, we hold no punches. So I'm like, you know what? If you like the humor, you like it. If you don't like it, whatever. But we're not we're not hurting anybody's feelings. Well, apparently we are. But I mean, it's just plastic, guys. Just pieces of plastic. You don't have to get all in your feels about it. Just don't worry about it. Have a few laughs, enjoy videos of me in my bikini. So it's all good.
Yeah. Seriously, you kind of popped it into this community around the same time I did, I think, and like you just
1 year ago.
Awesome voice in the community, as somebody said in the chat. Shout out to Tony Grasso. Also, shout out to we have a super chat to get to before we get to introducing the awesome panel. They left it before the show started and then had to bounce because it's late for them. But Sean, thank you so much for the $22 super chat. Says sending support. I gotta crash out. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Super appreciate it. And
thank you, Sean.
I think he says I'm a vampire.
Thank you, Sean.
thank
Thank you for your
Sean.
support.
Thank
It
you.
was great for you to stop by.
Yes.
I'll
Even
clip
though
that,
you were
please.
pissed out your head.
Could you do that every time we get like a super chat or something? Just be
Actually,
like, "I need
Psychonauts,
to
do me a
Yes.
favor. Seeing
Yes,
that you
sir.
sound like the Vin Diesel of YouTube, can you just say family for me just once before the end of the show?
That's so weird that you
Yes.
said that because that's like a running
Family.
meme
It
Oh my
is.
God, really?
Yeah.
in our little group chat. Like that's so
That's
weird.
hilarious
It's
because
our
I'm
thing.
sitting there listening to I'm listening to Next Level Gaming this morning. Sorry, it was on last night, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, Psychonauts sounds like Vin Diesel. This is hilarious, and I'm like, I got to get him to say family at least once before the end of the show. Just be like family. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. There you go.
I don't
I'll
know,
do it.
friends.
Family. It matters.
I'm eagerly awaiting Psycho.
I don't have friends. I have family.
It's him.
Nice. That's
You
it.
owe me a
We need
10-second car.
Universal Studios, you no longer need to hire Vin
Nice,
Diesel for
dude.
$25 million a movie. Just hire Psychonauts. It's fine.
Yeah.
He'll come for a much cheaper price. I guarantee it.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's a stunt
At least
couple.
give him the video game
Half
roles.
at least.
He's like, give me $10 and a blunt, and we good to go.
I
Um,
just need a bus right in the blunt, yo.
this awesome panel we have here is made up of the one, the only, the lovely wife, the amazing, talented chef, and mom of the year, Kaitlin. You told me to come up with something new, so that's the best I got right now.
Oh yeah, keep working on it.
Okay.
Hi everyone.
Wow. Jeez.
Hi,
Hi
babe.
everyone in the chat. Let's get the show going.
Okay.
The one, the awesome gamer, that is Kaitlin.
And the extraordinary AssassinLupa. Hey, Lupa.
Hey, Pete's, it's Friday. Let's get some.
Woo!
Woo! That's like Psychonauts' intro from last night when he showed up. That was awesome. Or
Woo!
last week. Yeah. And we also have the super fun Lady
Super
AF.
fun.
Super fun.
I know you didn't like that last week, so I just rolled with it.
I actually loved it. So
Do you? Okay, nice.
I'm just gonna
Alright,
keep making fun of it because it's
The
hilariously stupid.
bodacious lady.
super fun
The
Lady AF.
bodacious. I was gonna go into like a super cool map kind of mag thing and do this voice, but I can't do it, so I'm not gonna. But hello, welcome. It is Friday. I'm excited to be here. Let's talk all the video games and do the things. And yes, doing things, super fun things. Bodacious.
Bodacious. And we have the amazingly talented, extraordinaire man of many talents that does not just create his own video games, he also does animation and also does work for other video games, including major publishers and stuff. This guy is crazy. Hey, 3-Bit, what's up?
I think I'm drunk already.
Is that why you're so
Oh,
quiet
shit.
and just have this like
Jesus.
blank
Halo
stare on
again,
your
man.
face?
Here we go.
It's gonna be a great
I feel
show.
Play Halo
It's
so we
okay,
can kill
3-Bit.
3-Bit.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Is this
thing.
why you got this like malaise? You know, it's like you're kind of just like
Malaise?
Dude, I have
Yeah.
5 cans sitting around me right now. That's
Yeah, I got some
where am I? Set
Trulies.
those there.
I got this wine is amazing. Okay, I don't know
Is
what
it good
this
wine?
is.
Oh,
It's
I
what is
don't
freaking
know what it
amazing
is,
wine.
but
Okay,
it's
so what does it
amazing.
taste like?
It's
Come
great.
on. Give
Like,
us
came from a
the
box.
notes. Smell
It
it.
tastes like it tastes like it came from a grape farm. They squished it with their feet, and I'm drinking it.
So that
So
tastes
it tastes like
good?
feet?
Perfect.
did they clean
So
their
is it
feet
meat
first?
flavored?
Clean,
Meat
you know.
Clean
flavored
feet?
wine. Love it.
Clean.
Just- It
feet
just tastes
flavor.
really good. Yeah.
It doesn't taste like
Um,
feet though, right?
No, it doesn't taste.
Just regular. Good
Just
tasting
regular,
feet.
amazing wine. Yeah.
Oh,
Cheesy,
Yeah.
cheesy
cool.
wine.
Jam and
Lovely.
I
grape.
wonder if it's a Shiraz. Like I love.
And
love
K-Med
this. But
says
you like them
yes.
super sweet.
out.
You like them super
I
sweet. So
do.
it's a super sweet wine. That's what
It
it
is
is.
in a
is.
plastic
It's
cup.
gonna
love
give
it.
you a
It is.
headache tomorrow. So
I'm
Let me
Enjoy
see
it.
that plastic
Enjoy
cup,
it.
3-Bit. They show K-Med that
not
plastic
plastic.
cup.
It's
look at
I
my
just read
cup.
that
Oh, it's
too.
a
I was
glass?
just gonna say it.
yeah, it's
Okay.
glass.
Okay. Oh, what cup is that, lady? Oh, that is that. Oh,
Was that Hocus
wow.
Pocus?
It is. My sister
Ooh,
made
that's
it
awesome.
for me.
They're making a sequel.
Yes,
I'm
that's
excited.
amazing.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's
And-
almost Hocus Pocus time.
It's almost
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus
My
time.
wife
I
is obsessed
may
with
have
that movie.
all of my fall
she?
stuff.
My
ready to
iced
go.
coffee has pumpkin spice creamer in it.
Yes. So I don't
my
like
God.
pumpkin spice coffee, but I like pumpkin spice baked goods.
I
And
like
made like a
pumpkin
pumpkin
everything.
spice. I made a pumpkin cake this week, and I had my fall candles burning, so my house just smelled like fall. I'm like, I'm gonna go pull all of my boxes down and just say fuck it. It's 110 degrees outside, but I'm still gonna have pumpkins.
But
everywhere.
inside, it's gonna be a brisk fall day.
Exactly.
Little children, I'll take thee away, off to a land of enchantment. All right. Hey, mellow fellow from outer space, what is up, my dude? The
What
one
the
and
fuck
only
was that?
Psychonauts. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys? I can't wait. It's gonna be a great show. I want to shout out to the chat. You know, you guys are awesome. I can't wait to get in these topics.
I
Okay.
just want to
I was
say
gonna say, you
that,
can't wait to get into something
I know
else.
we said Vin Diesel.
I'll
but
be
can
getting
I
into
just
something
go
else later.
Casey Kasem? Can I just go Casey Kasem? Can we have today's
Casey,
like top
Casey
40?
Kasem. Yeah, there you go.
40.
Sounds like those soul, you know,
No,
those soul
Casey
radio
Kasem was
stations.
slow. He
You
was
tuned
like,
into the quiet storm. Yeah, like that kind of thing, like those soul radio stations. And next we're gonna have the Commodores.
Mm.
Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Welcome to Xbox Ultimate. We're
Why
gonna
don't
blow
you do
your
some
mind.
voiceover work, man?
He should. I
Right?
keep
I
telling him
know.
he needs to, dude, because he's got that. He's got those golden
You got to get
pipes.
you got to hire an agent and
sweet.
just throw yourself out there.
Yeah. Throw
I'm gonna whore
yourself
myself
there.
out. Yeah.
Do it, man. Just make a bunch of PlayStation trailers. And we have the encyclopedia of gaming dating back to the very first game ever created, Pong Soul. Pong, what's up, dude?
It's Friday. Absolutely needed this. Real life kicking my ass this week. So
Are you
this
still
is
working right
fantastic to
now?
hear. No, I'm not still working right now.
No, you finally
Yeah.
got off.
No,
He's working
when,
from his
when
office.
I'm here, I'm here. So forget that. So
No,
but
I'm working right now.
I know
I'm just
you
kidding.
are. I know you are.
No, like
It's that's why we didn't get the link. You know, so that's what happened.
He's working on getting on the good side of Kaitlin.
I had an
you know?
incident.
You had an incident. I know. I get it. You peed your pants. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Close. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, worse than
All
that.
right. Everybody.
No, it's good to be here. And MAGG is here tonight. So everybody give it up for MAGG because I absolutely love this
Thank you.
guy and I love everything he does. So it's awesome to have him on the show. But the
Thanks, bro.
chat, you guys are looking frisky already. So let's get down to business. Huh?
Yes, and
Frisky.
thanks, Mag, for being here. In chat,
Of course.
see lots of awesome people. I see Harley. We got Lady Foxfire, KhAos,
Hey,
Siki, Anime, Shizno, General Spartan, Phasma, K-Med, just so many freaking awesome people. I'm
Steel.
sorry. Steel. That was Steel
Which
Rain.
Steel came up with a tagline for me in 5 minutes. That's better than your shit.
wow.
The sticky grenade tagging kitchen whipping goddess who makes Mav blush. Hey, that's all true.
That's
I
more
like
like it.
Dude, Kate's fucking kitchen TikTok videos make me want to just be a better person. I'm like walking around my kitchen, like, oh look, there's a fucking crumb right there. I better get that, or the fucking ghost of Kate's gonna come
Yeah.
away.
She's become a TikTok, but I've learned to deal with this because she used to do a cooking blog, and like it was like, hey, dinner's ready, and I was like, awesome. Like, hold on, let me take 100
Let me get a
pictures of it
picture.
first, right? I was like,
And
okay,
then it's cold.
you know. Oh, hey, don't
No,
take a
that's
bite of it
cool.
yet.
I love
you know.
I love your videos. They're good shit. I enjoy them.
Thank you.
I agree.
just
Just
joined
know
the
this is gonna be
TikToks.
a badass show. Did you, 3-Bit? Did you join the
I did.
TikTok?
We already talked about this.
Yes.
I
Brandon.
don't
Or,
have
sorry,
a ticker
Mav.
tot. I'm not
Mav.
a ticker talker.
Just got a TikTok.
Oh no, he has a real name.
What is what is your TikTok gonna be? Is it just gonna be random stuff?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna figure it out.
You should do art
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You
He's
yeah,
gonna-
you should do like
That's very
He's gonna
3-bitty.
figure it out.
You
He's
like a
definitely gonna
start-
figure it out.
Don't figure it out.
what
Don't
Should
do
be
it.
drunk
Said
3-bit
something.
does art. That would be pretty cool.
Drunk
Ooh,
Bit?
that would be like a series.
could be
Drunk
really
Bit draws.
Yeah.
Drunk Bit
Drunk
draws.
bit draws.
Well, there's already some
Gotta stream one
unlisted
day.
videos on our channel about.
Ooh, please
Drunk Bit
post that
drawing.
one day. That was great.
I think I deleted it. I have to go.
You know,
back.
3-bit on TikTok, like there'll be like creators, like artists and stuff, and that they'll have like their commenters like give them their content pretty much. Like you could be like, what should I draw next? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
K-Man said he'll
I don't
post
know.
me.
Depends.
Okay,
depends
K-Man.
on
Draw me like one of your French girls, Jack.
Dude,
Sure.
All
I'm-
right.
I'm kind of
So,
upset about that.
hey,
Yeah.
y'all want to have a topic?
Hey,
Kevin, I thought
Yeah.
you were supposed to be my model.
We're gonna talk about
not today.
Shit.
tentacle hentai.
Well,
My wife just showed up in the chat, so there's a
Hello.
topic.
is that
Yeah.
Chef Trouble?
Yeah, that's her.
It
Yep,
is.
Chef Trouble.
Hi.
What's up? What's up, Mag's wife?
Hello,
We like-
Chef Trouble.
I
We
just put
like
that Chef
trouble
Trouble go
and
away.
we like chefs. So
Chef-
welcome.
Your
And trust
your
me,
husband is
Chef Trouble is
awesome and
trouble.
funny.
Yeah,
He's-
wow.
he's
Tell her
amazing.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Where's
Jesus.
where's her
Hey.
tea?
Actually, I'm not gonna tell her that because
Knocked
I'm
her
a
out again,
female.
have you,
I'm gonna
Mag?
be like, eh.
Now let me
That's
tell
way
you
better.
something, Chef Trouble. He's actually a good person, okay?
Thank you.
You stop
Thank
giving
you,
him such
Mav.
a hard. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Go away.
He doesn't give me a hard
Don't
time.
be
We don't even
telling your
argue.
wife to go
No.
away.
We don't even.
Yeah.
How
You
we-
don't realize that you have 3 women in this fucking panel right now who will just like destroy you. You're not with the boys anymore.
We
I
will
know, I'm
crush
aware
Can't
of
be
it.
telling those. You can't be saying that shit.
No. My wife and I don't argue. We don't fight about anything. We just kind of get along and we just don't get in each other's way. It's fantastic. She's a gamer. I'm a gamer. So like
That
we,
sounds
as
like
long as
the
she does what you
fucking
say.
dream.
we go like
What?
this. We walk in the house and whatever. She'll say hi. She goes upstairs to her home theater to play Xbox. I go down to the basement to play my Xbox.
Oh
And
my
we
god,
don't-
I need to
let's
know
say we
what
don't
her
even talk to
favorite
each
game
other.
is right now.
Y'all are
And
like-
why is she not in my life?
Y'all are like
she
us.
put in 170 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. She's
Oh, okay,
just
so
wrapping
RPGs.
up. Well, she's just wrapping up. What the hell's that other one? Alice Madness Returns.
Oh,
that's
Hey,
great.
we
Pick
played
that
that.
up.
I want a remake or I want a new.
Oh my
one in
God,
that
there's a third one
franchise.
coming. There's a third one coming.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
better.
happen.
Yeah.
There better
Uh,
be.
Manifest.
McGee is,
Manifest.
American McGee has actually put up some new
Yes.
posts and new tweets
Grab
and
my
stuff, so
crystal.
it seems like it's happening. And he's pitching to EA right now, so it's just a matter. He's already got the. It's going to be called Alice Asylum. That's what. That's the title.
Cool.
Sounds some like
So-
back.
Freaking awesome.
Does Chef Trouble have any podcasting aspirations with the mag?
No, she's too shy for that. She's not shy like around like in real life.
Yeah.
Like she's the kind of girl that'll like knock you out, like punch you in the face with a fist. She's Irish.
I like
and
it.
That kind,
Fuck you
that
up.
kind of girl, and like not shy in real life, but you stick her in front of a microphone, that's it. She just zoop, just clam right up. So
Hey, you know what I did for the longest time is I did about 4 years worth of podcasting without cam. I just did pre-recorded stuff where I talked and chatted and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing something again, starting something up close or similar to that, just like a ladies thing. So maybe I could pull your wife
talk
in
to
for
her. She's
something
on
like that.
Twitter. She's probably got
On
like
Twitter?
3 followers, me being one of them.
Well, I'll be her fucking
That's why
voice.
I'm
What's
not
her
on
handle?
camera.
Come on, come
Not
on,
happening.
shout her out right now. What's her handle?
What's her handle? Mag?
It's Chef Trouble.
Nope.
well, that's easy to remember.
Dude, that was available on Twitter. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
No,
sweet.
it was Chef Trouble. Like I think it's all one word. Honey, are you like listening? Like put it in the
We
chat
will,
for Christ's sake.
We'll follow you.
She just said an all-girl show would be
Okay.
awesome. Sounds like she's
Okay.
interested. So
She's probably drunk.
There, I followed her.
Okay.
Found her. And I
It's-
did it.
You trouble. We'll do it together.
I know it's her because all of her shit is just retweets of you.
Yeah.
She really supports you.
it's like
how
Meg's
Kate's
second
on
behind
page.
Twitter.
you right
It's
now.
like when your parents come to check out your very first podcast. That's
Yes,
basically
that's
it's like my wife, she,
exactly
like,
that's
retweets all my
exactly
shit.
what it is. It's great. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna show all 17 of my followers my husband because I support him and I love him.
What's up, Rick Payne?
So, guys, did you hear
Rick
about
Payne.
this rumor of? It seems pretty much almost confirmed at this point of GTA Remastered Trilogy.
Yes.
Ugh.
So now
Yeah.
here. Usually, I'm excited about this kind of stuff, and like
No.
this one, I'm like, okay, like they can't like remakes are one thing but I don't think you could remake all 3 of these games, right? But maybe you could have chose one to remake. But where's GTA 6? You know, we haven't gotten even an announcement of that yet, you know? So we have no announcment of GTA 6, but we do have
GTA 6. We're not going to see GTA 6 until 2025. What would they announce it now? At the soonest, it's going to be 2025.
So is anybody here like excited about these PS2 game remasters, right? Because it seems like something that could be cool if done the right way, but I don't know. Like, it seems like a lot's going to be up in the air. It worked for Mass Effect, right? It was really good with Mass Effect, but like, what about GTA? Where do you stand on this? We'll start with MAGG.
Okay, I'm gonna jump. Yeah, because I've sort of been antsy about this. First of all, the Mass Effect was not PS2 era. So they were somewhat newer, right? So the engines that they used for those games were a little bit newer. So it was probably a lot easier to make them look prettier, run better. Did they move them up to Unreal Engine 4 for that?
No.
Was it still Unreal 3?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so they still did a decent enough job like to make them look pretty. However, this situation's a whole lot different because now you're talking about games that are borderline almost 20 years old. Almost.
Right.
Okay, so now I don't know if a remake's going to really work, but I did hear a couple things. First thing I heard is that originally what they were going to do was that they were going to bundle this trilogy with the whatever the hell you want to call it, this remake for the next gen for the Series XS and PS5. They were going to actually bundle that in as a bonus if you bought the game at full price. Okay,
the
so
$70 version that they're going to charge.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever they plan on charging. Or 60. I don't know what they plan on charging for, but either way, my guess it would have been 70 if they're going to package in a trilogy, right? So apparently what they decided to do though is that they decided to split it up. Surprise, right? Like, anybody surprised that they were going to split it up to try and like double their profit? So anyways, the thing is that there is somebody who did actually watch footage from it. That's somebody obviously working in the studio, and they said what it is that it looks like a heavily modded version of the old games. So apparently it's a mixture of new effects, like ambient effects and stuff like that, mixed with some old graphic design. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? What am I going to be looking at?
It's about the controls too. Like, so
That's
if you try and play these older games, it's not even necessarily about how they look that it kind of throws you off. It's more for me about how they feel, you know? So what is this going to feel like? Is it going to be like feel old, or is it going to be really playable today? Or
do you remember how they used to walk?
Yeah.
They used to walk like this. Like this weird sort of like giraffe walk because they didn't have like the mechanics down yet, or like, you know, whatever. The motion controls and stuff.
Oh yeah, and
You're
their
not
bodies
supposed
were
to
like
walk
this,
like
you know?
that. That's not how you walk.
Yeah. And like the people walking the sidewalk, they were like, "Meow, meow, meow." So like, are they going back to clean up all of that? I mean, in an open world game, 3 open world games, that's a tall order. So like, I don't know how in depth this is. If this is something like, first of all, I need to see it. I need to see it in action. I need to see a trailer. I'm sure they're going to release it soon because apparently they want to release as early as October or November. So if that's the case, they better show us something soon so that we could see what kind of, you know, what we're looking at here. Then I'll make a decision as to whether I'm going to maybe pick this up or not, because it's enticing. If it looks good enough and it plays well, then I'm in. I'm sorry, I hate to be that guy, but I'm in because those games were just everything to me. Like Vice City, specifically Vice City, because of the whole 80s thing, and the Scarface and whatever, Miami Vice sort of theme, and the music. And of course, the other thing is, what the hell is it called? Why can't I think of it?
San Andreas.
San Andreas. I was about to say Los Santos for some reason. And thank you, Pong. And San Andreas. Those two were just like, those were next level for me. I played them over and over and over and over again. So I would love to go back and revisit it. But 2 stipulations. Once again, it's got to be graphically improved to a point where it's going to look good on my TV. Okay. Because you remember when those games came out, we were still using tube TVs. Okay. There weren't even flat screen TVs yet. Okay. Remember those flat screen TVs that came out in 2005, 2006 that weighed like 8,000 pounds? They hadn't even come out yet. I think we were still running at 480p for crying out loud. So, you know how when they stretch out an old Nintendo game on like a big 70-inch flat screen, like you would now, like on an OLED and stuff, they look like crap. So that's something else that has to be looked into, right? So I want to see it first. But anyways, I'm going to shut up. You guys talk, but I'm in if it's good.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's gonna be good. I don't think they're gonna totally remaster the entire game. I think they're just gonna polish it and give us what we had. Kind of like when Nintendo, a little bit better what Nintendo does with their
Oh, if
ports
they
of their
release a
games.
Nintendo style, no offense, Lupa. I know you like but that being said, like
Yeah,
they are just kind of like up res still.
yeah, because this was like
Feel a
no
little
one's
bit
heard about
better,
it.
No offense
And
to me for what?
Oh, I know,
kind of
like
quicker.
I know you like the Skyward Sword remaster, right?
Yeah,
And
pretty
but
good.
but
It's not brilliant, but it's better than
right.
it was.
So for me, that's like more of like a cash grab. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the same thing with the Mario remasters that they did, where they put the 3 in for $60.
All-Stars.
You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but those weren't bad. They were just exactly what they were. They were just ports. I mean, but
Yeah,
the
they didn't do no
original
work.
game was
But
amazing.
That's
they
what-
did,
so
they
Yeah.
did, they
That's
did,
cool.
they did touch up Sunshine and
Oh, they did.
the brothers, but they didn't. But the Mario Brother 164, whatever it was.
but if you
But they
compare
didn't touch Galaxy.
like what we got with the Mass Effect remasters compared to like what we got with those remasters,
yeah.
it's like a
Yeah,
completely
night and day.
different type
Okay,
of thing.
so-
But they're all the same price. Like you got 3 games in Mass Effect remaster that were like had so much work and love put into
Yeah.
them, and then like for $60, right? And then with like the Nintendo stuff, it's like one game, the Zelda one for $60 with like a little bit of effort put into it, and then the 3 Mario games, which is a decent value, right, for 3 Mario games, but still not that much work put into them. When you compare the amount of work that went into Mass Effect, I think that's really showing that you're keeping the game like going to be like good for several years to come, right?
Well,
Whereas
Yeah.
the other ones, you're just kind of like, hey, it's updated now.
See, the thing is though,
Yeah.
Mav, they were trying, the reason why the Mass Effect I think was so good is because they were trying to sell you on the next game that's coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Now, here's the thing. Grand Theft Auto, they don't have to sell anything to anybody because the minute GTA 6 comes out, everybody's going to buy it anyway. So they've got nothing. Well, I hate to
Not
say it, but they've got
everybody.
nothing to prove. Right? So they could probably,
I
just
never
like
played
Nintendo.
GTA 5.
No,
I don't
neither
think
have
this
I.
has
Story's great.
anything to do with GTA 6. I think this is going to be in tandem with GTA 5 online. Like they're going to have 1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3, and it's going to promote GTA 5 online.
Like
and
a
then,
DLC type of thing, kind of
Yeah.
like an add-on. Okay, I can see that. Like maps. We're gonna add on
Mhm.
these
Yeah,
maps
'cause-
from these
'cause they-
other
Or like
things.
extra
That I can
skins
see. That's
or
good shit.
that-
That's good
That's
shit.
actually
I
really
like it.
smart, man. That
Yeah.
makes a
I
lot of
like it.
sense.
That's
And
exactly
you're
how I would
drunk,
handle it
so
too.
you're having good thoughts while drunk. So
I'm-
this is
Hey.
impressive.
I'm right there with them. So we're just gonna go. We're
Yeah.
gonna write this thing right now. I want to say, like, when it comes to remasters, like remasters have been something that have been like kind of a off thing for me for the past few years, because like as much as I want to see these games that I love redone and get like the love that they deserve for this newer generation, we have some, I mean, not now in this year, but like for the past few years, the lack of new IPs have been so, you know, just not there. So I've been against them. And now with remasters making a comeback, and now that I saw Mass Effect and what a fucking actual remaster can be, I'm like blown away. But when I jumped on that Kingdoms of Amalur like KOA like train, I was so let down when that fucking remaster came
That's
out, 'cause
more
I
of like
fucking
that-
forked over $60 for that shit, and it was the same game practically.
That's like an update. You know what I mean? That's like the kind of
Yes.
stuff for like where I'm going with this is like some of these games are being sold as like remasters, but they're not really anything more than the same kind of updates we're getting free on a lot of games.
Yeah, we have remasters and we have and I can't even think of the other word.
remakes.
Remakes.
I think these games are old enough that it needs to be a remake, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
a lot of them do. They need to be a remake.
Rem-
Remaster should be like 5 years.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
can't like
for sure.
remake 3 GTA games and you know what I mean? Like that's just that, you know how big of a job and
so
task that
old
would
though.
be?
They has
Well-
the GTA, you know, like the Rockstar hands. That's what I call it. All the old Rockstar games has gloves, like all the characters they gesture and stuff like this. And I seen in the report that they were planning on using Unreal Engine. Was it 4 or 5?
It was
for this?
4.
but
Or, yeah.
I don't know. I would have to see how that's possible. I think what they're probably going to do, because Master Chief Collection uses Unreal Engine, but they use it for the menus, and they use it for whenever you see your character and your Spartan and stuff. All that is in Unreal Engine. But in GTA's case, I'm not really sure how they're planning on doing it. Maybe they're just going to bump up the textures, and it'll be kind of a lazy port, and then it'll be like, hey, we're going to pair this in with GTA Online, so it's not like a full, gives them the excuse to not do like a full thing if they pair it in with that. But we will see, I guess. I'm not really sure how they plan on doing it if these rumors are true.
Because I heard that they were going to add like the maps onto GTA Online. So like you would cross a bridge and you're in San Andreas, you cross the bridge, you're in Vice City. So could it just be like a reskin characters and kind of change out the cities so it kind of looks like though San Andreas or Vice City, kind of something like along the lines of that kind of not being like a remake of those games, but just doing something with the GTA Online, kind of hype that up. I mean, to get more players involved, because I think that's what really is driving their sales. Because they're we're on what, the third generation console, and you still get GTA 5.
Yeah. What
They're
about
milking
using
the
the
fuck out of it.
template? What about using the template of GTA 5 and using those assets and being able to plug in, the buildings and stuff like that, change them up and that kind of thing? Like maybe that's what they're up to. Because I've looked online. Because once I heard that guy said that he said, oh, I watched some footage and it basically looks like a heavily modded version of Vice City, San Andreas, blah blah blah, and GTA 3. So I went online, I went onto YouTube, and I started watching some of these like PC mods of people who've done exactly that. They basically remastered, so to speak, those old games, and they actually look pretty good. And these are just like some guy in a basement.
Yeah,
this is not this is not like big money that Rockstar would be using, right? So or with a team. I mean, obviously it's not their dedicated team. It's obviously going to be like a smaller team. It'll be like, yeah, you 40 people go work on that. Everybody else is going to be working on GTA 6, and then have 20 people monitoring the GTA 5 online kind of thing or whatever, right? So it's not going to be a huge team. However, they've got money and they've got resources. So if the guys on YouTube can make the game look great, these guys have the opportunity to do the same thing. It's just a matter of how much do they care. And that's why I'm waiting to see what this looks like when they launch a trailer.
Yeah, it's too hard to judge, right? I mean, we can't judge based on anything other than just like hypothesizing the fact that it's Take-Two, right? And the just PS2 game. It just kind of seems like, how are they going to do this? Because a lot of people were asking for Mass Effect to be given this treatment, but I didn't really hear a lot of this for those games. It kind of, for the GTA trilogy from that era.
Because we had a GTA. We had GTA.
Yeah.
Like we didn't need that other GTA.
Right.
Like, I mean, nobody
Exactly.
was
We're
asking
getting the
for that.
GTA
Like I didn't even play 5 just because. I don't know. I played San Andreas, and I played 2 out of the genre, but they were never really my cup. I can't fucking drive the cars. I won't even fucking lie. That's really what happens. I just fucking run over everything, and I'm like fucking A. I'm always drunk or stoned or whatever when I try to play those games, and it just doesn't work. So
usually, like when you play a GTA game, your attention span goes all over the place. Even when we play,
I have horrible ADD. It's not good.
But it's with GTA, especially, like if you do have ADD, it goes like even extra because you could just run over people and everything. So
if they could just fix the load times for online, I'd be extremely happy.
Kevin, you're not wrong. I do drive like that in real life. Like, get the fuck out of my way, yo.
The thing is about the Switch is that people haven't got, like, if they've only got a Switch because they bought it recently, they haven't got access to those other games because there's no back compatibility with the Wii U and the Wii, so they're buying those games remastered. We, for long-term Nintendo players, have played them, but the newer kids and people haven't.
Is it coming out for the Switch
really
though?
a remaster?
Yeah, it's coming out for the Switch. They did confirm that.
So
And
it's gonna
also,
be what?
like
That
with
makes
Skyward
sense.
Sword and the All Stars thing, you know, if people didn't have a Wii or a Wii U or even a Nintendo NES or SNES, they wouldn't have played those games. So for them, they're new games, not remasters or remakes
What is there
or
gonna be?
just
What
ports.
360p on the Switch?
Mm.
Oh, jeez.
You know, that sends up alarm bells too. The fact that it's coming out with a Switch,
Yeah,
it
That's what I
doesn't
was
sound
about
like
to
it's
say.
gonna be like,
Graphically heavy,
yeah,
fidelity.
something
Exactly.
serious, right?
Yeah.
Like remember playing those old remember playing those old GTA's? I don't know if you guys had the Sony what the hell's it called, the Vita and stuff like that. They had like Vice City stories, or they had like, you know, GTA Chinatown stories and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? They were sort of dumbed down little GTA games. I really hope that and they were basically on the same level as what like San Andreas, GTA 3, and Vice City were in terms of, you know,
They
graphical
played like
intensity.
DLC. They played like GTA, like DLC on those Vitas. They were
Yeah,
like, here's a little like side story or whatever to this thing. Yeah, we sold those for like, I think they were like $8 at GameStop.
Oh my
those,
god,
like,
yeah.
used things,
So if I have a feeling this might not be that much better, because I don't think they're gonna put
Mhm.
all this effort, you know, into like a Series X, S, and PS5 versions and PC later on, and then all of a sudden sort of dumb it down for the Switch. I don't think they're putting that much effort and time into this.
That's what I was saying. That like if they're putting it on the Switch, it can't be that good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all
Now I'm
about
depressed.
it. So I'm all about it. So again, I live in nostalgia a lot too, and absolutely, I could give a flying F about GTA 5. I could give a flying F about the online. I could care less, but Vice City, especially, was the game for me. And my only thing is they better have all the licensed music in there. That soundtrack better be exactly the same. I want to hop on a motorcycle and be riding down the coast with flock of seagulls on. Okay, period. So that all better be there. But I will
Because
buy
he's
this.
80.
I will totally contribute to their cash grab, because that's what this is. Again,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a full remaster. It's not going to be any of that. But again, to be able to experience, like Mag was saying, we didn't even have flat screens back then or HD, but you know they're going to have to bring it up at least to semi good quality for as far as fidelity goes. So I am excited to be able to go back to Vice City and try it again. And if they do actually work on some of the controls and make it a little bit more up to date, again, I'm not expecting the world here, but if they do make it a little bit better, then I'll be a happy camper. As long as I can go back to Vice City, I'm all about it. So that's where my heart is. So I'll give Take-Two my money on this one.
I forget, was it GTA back in the day when like you
on.
tried to run over people, but they just always dove out of the way on the side of the road?
Yes, a
Was
lot of
that-
times they yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they would
Yeah.
scatter everywhere.
If they could update it to where you could actually make you be able to run them over, I will
Yeah.
buy the remasters, because that was extremely frustrating.
But now what they really need to do, and this is the challenge to Rockstar, is you cowards go back and make GTA London for all of us hardcore guys who played the original top-down version of GTA.
Yes.
Redo that one, please. Thank you. That's what I want.
You know what I want them to do? Midnight Club. Bring it
Oh,
back.
of course. You and I have talked about that. I want them to do Ori, for God's sakes.
And bring back
Uh,
Bully for
Or Oni, I mean. Not Ori, but Oni.
I was gonna say Ori.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Oni.
Ori and the Blind
Oni,
Forest,
the
really?
animation one. That was fantastic. Remember when Rockstar was pumping out games? Like you'd have like 5 Rockstar games in a year. Like that. That's
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Max
That's-
Payne,
Oh, my
Midnight
God, it was
Club,
so amazing.
Bully.
And they tried different things. That's the whole thing. Bully, like whoever
Yep.
thought Bully would work as a video game, and it comes out, and it's some people have it as their favorite Rockstar game. I mean,
Pretty
Three
bad.
Bit's favorite game,
Yeah.
like of all
Yeah.
time, maybe.
Yeah, like I can't think of fucking Bully now without thinking of
Because that was
3-bit ever.
3-bit in
Frickin'
school.
game.
Okay, that was 3-bit in school.
He was a big bully.
Yeah,
He was
my
the kid that was
He
fucking
was a
pushing
bully
people,
boy.
giving
My
people
homeschool.
swirlies, and
my sisters freaking
Yeah.
homeschooled. But
you, you're giving your sister swirlies.
What are you doing?
Because he was
I think he just-
homeschooled.
I think he just
was
passed out.
homeschooled. 3-bit
He just
never-
passed out.
I think
Are
he
you
just
okay,
passed
man?
out. The plastic cup wine got to him.
He needs
It-
to lay off that bottle.
He is gone.
Box of
already.
Box
wine.
wine.
Yeah.
Box of wine.
Did you
Dude,
buy
I love
that?
box wine. I'm
Did
sorry.
you buy that wine at
Please
Racetrack?
Keep your shit.
My one?
Hey,
Yeah, the 7-Eleven special.
No, it was at Publix. You know,
oh,
Okay. Oh,
fancy.
we got that fancy
Fancy.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice, dude.
they got some good sandwiches, dude.
Do they?
Publix.
I've never been
Yeah.
to
I've
Publix
heard that.
before.
yes, they're good.
They
I like
do.
the boar's head meat. Number one.
Ooh.
Oh, so that's like Kroger. Like if they
No.
got the boar's head stuff.
It's a
that's like
grocery
Kroger
store,
here.
babe.
Yeah.
But they supposedly have like a really good like deli
Yeah,
area.
they're like
Right.
Yeah.
I've never
Top-
heard of them. They're not a
top
thing
tier.
over here. So
it's a southern thing.
What?
I'm
Publix?
with
No,
you,
yeah, we
Oh, there's
Yeah,
none
we
in
don't have Publix.
Texas
I thought
either.
it was like Universal. What?
no,
No.
it's
Oh.
an
we
East
don't
Coast
we
thing.
don't have
Oh.
it over here.
There's probably
You guys
only
are-
one,
You're-
and it's by 3
You're
Bits
in you're in the UK. There ain't nothing
Yeah,
over there.
that's like a
There's
total
There's
different
plenty
thing.
over
You
here.
guys have Pound Town.
You've never had a good fish and chip in your life.
No, there has to be
No.
a
I'm
Publix
jealous.
in like in
No.
Texas.
No,
I
We
don't
don't
know
have
there is.
Publix over
Or
here. It's
Arizona.
not a thing. It's not a
I'm
fucking
looking
thing.
it up.
it's
You
Florida,
look it up. It's not a
Georgia,
thing.
Alabama.
Like,
It's
calm
on the
down.
Florida
Do you have
border.
Safeway? Do you have a Safeway by you?
No, we don't.
Yes.
Have
Okay. Matt,
We
you
I
have
have a
have
Safeways?
Safeway.
I
We
think
have
we
some-
have like one of
yeah.
their sister companies, which is like Albertsons or Tom
Oh
Thumb.
yeah, Albertsons is the Safeway. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the same company.
They're
Well,
open at
Safeway must
Christmas.
be a totally different thing over here because it's a supermarket.
Wow, that's crazy. You guys are right.
Oh, I know I'm right. One of my friends that I met gave
No,
me. He
they're-
works
they're
at
lying
Publix,
to
so
that.
I knew that.
Don't let them lie to
Wow.
So
Super good.
Lil Ray Ray in the chat is dropping some facts. He says no Publix is very some word I can't pronounce. Parochial? Parochial?
Little Ray
Parochial.
Ray.
I love
Parochial.
his words. Where is he?
Parochial? Pong always has to
Little Ray
educate
Ray,
me on
did
what
you
the
have
word
fish
is.
and chips in
Parochial.
England?
you.
Dude, he uses such.
Have you
fucking
seen
good
your
words.
text
I love
messages?
'em.
Jesus.
I want to know if Little Ray Ray had
Hey,
So great.
hold on.
Because the last time I was talking to little Ray Ray, he was like, he used. the
Oh, no, we
fucking word
can't
that he say
ignore that.
abhor. He used abhor, and like I went to my kids' like meet the teacher night that night, and the word, like the vocabulary word of the day was that. I was like, oh my
I know somebody else that
How
knows that word.
ironic. No, I knew that word, but like nobody uses it. I don't use I try not to use big words because I feel like anytime I do, I get pushback. People are like, "What word does that mean? Like, who are you trying to be?" I'm like, "Whoa,
Big words
You
make math
changed.
feel dumb.
3-bit the other night. What did I said? Kurt. I'm like, what is I was like, you're being Kurt. You're being Kurt.
I'm like,
He's
that's
what
not
the
a
fuck
word.
is Kurt? I'm like,
Who's-
you're being
Short.
terse. What
Short,
the? What is
yes.
terse? Like,
Oh my God. You got to
I've
remember when you're
never
talking
heard
to
that
3-bit how
being
many
shot.
generational differences there are there. Jesus.
Yeah.
3-bit, the youngin.
Thanks.
Hey.
So little
it's
3-bit.
okay. It's
Um,
okay.
If you had Little
guys
Ray
keep
Ray,
making
if
up
you
words.
had fish and chips in London, it was shit.
You mean like almond?
Hey,
This is almond.
Almond.
There was some
We're not going
another
to
word that
almond
he-
again, are we?
There was another word
No.
recently.
Oh, hold on. Yes. Okay. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, there's an Italian restaurant around here that's pretty popular, and there was like it's
Is
me.
it
It's like
Fratelli's?
maybe
I miss
me and
Fratelli's.
Kate's favorite like
oh, this was
chain Italian restaurant. And 3-bit was like, "Hey, I went to this new place or whatever with some friends, and it was great. Yeah, it's you. Do you guys have this there? It's called Carabas." Like, I was like, Carabas? That's a weird name for. That's a weird name for an Italian restaurant. Carabas? And then we thought about it for a second. We're like, do you mean Carabas? And he's
No,
like,
he spelled it out.
no,
He
Carabas.
spelled it out. He
Yeah,
spelled
he
it out
spelled
on
it.
the-
Carrra. And so
Like,
we're
oh my
like,
God.
dude, it's Carabas, man.
Oh,
It's
man.
fucking
Carabas.
Carabas. Did
I've
you
only
order
been there
the-
once though.
you order
I
that?
try not to support chains.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it was a
You go
chain.
local.
I thought it was.
Did you order
local.
lasagna or what did you have?
He got the lasagna with no almonds. Leave the almonds out.
Hate you guys.
It was so fucking. Dude, you cracked me up so much.
It always turns to food. It doesn't even matter what
Yeah.
the podcast is about. We'll get on to the food subject.
Heck
so.
yeah.
Hey, we got an Italian, we got Greek, we got all
Hey.
types. We all want to, food is life.
Got British.
The British, yeah, the fish and chips.
You need
Yeah,
peanut
like you
butter
were
and
Fish and
talking about
chips.
fish and chips. I was
Little-
listening to Lupa. They sounded
Little
amazing.
Ray Ray. Damn, he says he had it in London. What a shame. You've experienced the worst fish and chips in the world. You need to go to Yorkshire, mate, if you want good fish and chips.
I don't know
See-
if you've ever
see
had
those?
fish and chips in like the
Hey, walleyes
downtown
are shit.
Phoenix area, Lupa, but we are landlocked
Hey.
and our fish and chips.
Yeah,
Hey,
yours
I've
all
had
comes
fish and
in
chips.
plastic wrappers.
We have
You
Long
gotta
John
have them in the
Silver's.
newspaper, man.
Long
That's
John
the way to
Silver's,
have it.
come on.
Ours
Uh,
comes straight out of the sea. I
Long
live
John
on the coast.
Silver's.
Yeah.
No, we
Fish and
not do
chips.
that.
I'm gonna go to Long John Silver's, and next time I go through the drive-thru, I'll say, "I'll take a fish and chips."
So
please."
did your Long John Silver's when you were younger? Did they have like the clowns pictures? all over
I
the place,
would
or
have
was
got.
that just-
I wouldn't have got.
What
That
kind of
was
Long John
McDonald's.
Silver's was that?
That was the
Yeah.
seafood McDonald's.
My
that
Long
you're
John
at.
Tell us
Silver's
more.
had, like this picture
Yeah.
of like this clown. It was like
was
Bobo
the
the clown or
bootleg
something
Long
like
John?
that. Like, yeah,
Because
I
you
don't know.
don't have good fish and
But we
chips.
went there,
Last
and I don't know if it
emperor.
was
Otherwise, you can call them
franchise.
French fries.
And we don't
Wow.
call them French
No,
fries
they're
because
called
that's what
freedom
they
fries.
are.
Retard.
No, they're
Bro.
not.
They're fried
French fries are a
potatoes.
completely different thing to a British chip.
Okay, what do you call French fries? What is a French fry? to
I
you?
think
That's a
their
McDonald's
chips are more
fry.
like what we call steak fries.
Frites.
Like those
Yeah.
flatter
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
Okay.
They're like twice, 3 times the
But
size. They're chunky.
What is
and
They're
like
you
wedges.
a
cook them
French
3
fry?
times.
Yeah.
A French fry is a very thin chip that's sort of French. That's why it's thin, because they're tight asses.
Oh,
Hey,
like French
you guys-
style green beans.
You
Those
guys
kinds of
forgive
that
things.
Lupa.
French got a long-
She's
long
a
Is that,
history.
is
fish
that
and
true,
chip
Chef
elitist.
Mag? Is it because of that?
What? Yeah. By the way, you guys are talking about that stuff. I was ready to throw myself out the window. I'm sitting there going, "Oh my god, what the hell are they talking about?
I'm
Chain
back at
Italian
work.
restaurants? That's a no-no in this house."
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The only time I've ever gone to a chain Italian restaurant is actually when I'm in the States. And actually, I was there last year before COVID decided to join the party. I was in Orlando for Disney World and all that stuff, right? So we went to Olive Garden. I'm like, honey, let's go to Olive Garden once. Let's just go once and to see what it's like. Because we used to have Olive Garden way back in the day in the 80s, and they got rid, and they were actually really good. And they got rid of them, and they became like a chain in the US.
Yep.
So I'm like, honey, we're going to Olive Garden one time. Actually, I think it was probably her idea too. And yeah, it was not
Yeah.
not
When-
good.
Mag
When
wound
you're
up going
here, your family.
back there and start cooking for himself. He's
Yeah,
like,
no, it was brutal. Anyways, as for the potatoes, yes, French fries are the skinny thins ones or whatever. That's the one where they use the press, and it's actually like the grid press where you push them through, and those are like the batons, right? Then you've got the frites, which are the super thin ones. They're almost like spaghetti strands. Those are the
Yeah.
ones you get like with steak frites and shit like that, like at a French restaurant and all that kind of stuff.
Oui.
And then, which is funny because they're both French. And then what Lupa's talking about are the potato wedge ones. They're basically like the size of your finger, depending on how big you are.
Yeah.
They're basically like potato chunks / potato wedges, and then they're blanched, fried, and then refried.
Exactly. Crispy on the outside and fluffy in the
But the
middle.
double frying is key. So what you
It
do
has
is
to
Just
be
like the
triple-
curly ones
yeah.
with the seasoning salt, and
Mm.
that's about it when it comes to fried
drop 'em,
potatoes
and then
for
you
me,
lift 'em.
so-
you let them drain, you let them cool,
Yeah.
you put them in a container with paper towels and shit like that,
Yeah.
and then you refry them as the orders come in, and they.
I like country fried potatoes
Amazing.
with eggs on top. Like if you're gonna get me with like a fried potato, that's where you're gonna get me, is a country fried potato with an egg on top and gravy probably, because
Oh,
I need
dear.
my gravy.
Dear Lord in heaven.
Like people are saying to me in the chat, this is the best
Well,
fish
it
and
is
chips.
what
This
it
is the
is.
best fish and chips.
Forgive.
End of the day, I live in a country surrounded by the sea. We have the most amazing fish and chips. And
Hey,
it cannot
Oh,
be
yeah.
beaten anywhere in the world.
Hey, Lupa, do they
No.
still wrap them in newspaper?
No, they don't, because that's
Ah.
illegal. But we still get it in white, clean paper without the print on it.
Because the last time I was in UK, they did it like the real deal. Like they wrap them
Yeah.
in the newspaper and stuff, right? I was like, this is awesome.
And the other thing they do
Yeah.
in some shops, you get the newspaper, but it's printed with edible ink on a clean sheet of paper.
What, in case you want to eat the paper?
No, it's just so that you know they could get done for putting in old newspapers because of the
you
germs
get
and
you get a
stuff.
comic on your card.
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
Whoa, what? Say that again?
pause.
If they
Yeah.
used old newspapers, they would get germs and stuff. So then you get comic on your cod, he said.
What's Charlie Brown doing on my fish lips?
Uh,
Pause again.
Wait, am I
Jesus.
saying wrong things?
Yes, slightly.
podcast just took a nosedive.
Yeah. I think the fish
Welcome.
and chips are done now. Let's leave the fucking fish and chips.
Wow.
All right, Kate,
All right, back to gaming, you guys. Let's
Hey,
talk gaming.
baby,
Let's
are
do
you
it.
excited about a potential GTA trilogy remaster?
All right.
Awesome thoughts.
All right.
She doesn't care. She
Kate,
said, "Fuck GTA."
Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Caller, are you there?
Are you excited for a potential?
Oh, did you talk? Were you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just tuned you out.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
That's what
It's
I
You're
do
the only
too.
wife.
It's payback.
Um.
GTA
Yeah, I'm
Trilogy
excited.
Remaster.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super excited.
I
I love
can see it in your
GTA.
face. I can
No,
see it
I'm
in your-
serious. I am.
No, look.
Are they gonna have online capabilities? That's all Kate wants to know.
Yeah. I did. Did you ever watch me play any of the other ones, or did you ever play any of them?
I
don't
watched you
remember.
play the one with like Nico in New York.
Yeah. So
I don't know
that's
which one.
4.
I know.
That was awesome.
Yeah. That I love that one. That's my favorite one story wise.
That story was something else.
That was a great
was.
story. Yeah. But these 3 are before that, so these would be from PS2.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
know. I
Okay,
know.
but you don't care. You just still want them, right?
It depends on what they look like, honestly. Depends on like if it looks like ass, I don't want it.
Okay.
What's wrong with little? Why? What's wrong with little bit
Oh,
of ass?
jeez. I mean, like, it depends on how much they improve it when they remaster it.
Yeah. There's a lot to be learned, I guess. You know, we'll have to wait.
Are you talking about me?
No, I said.
Oh.
No, there's a lot.
This
there's
is
a
an
lot for
experience.
all of us to learn about
Pong.
this game, right? Experience. Throwing that word out there.
Are you experienced?
Trying to get me in
I was
trouble?
about to
Paul?
murder you on camera.
You're getting yourself in trouble. I don't need to
Oh
do
my
anything.
god, how fucking cool would that be?
What?
If she like just walked in and murdered it. Never mind.
Wow.
You see Kaitlin come into the room and fucking.
Yeah, don't turn off your camera. I'm gonna start getting paranoid. So hey, like for me,
What?
oh shit. So for me, like it is all gonna depend on how much work they put into it, right? If they treat this like just up, it's 4K but still looks the same, right? And the resolution alone isn't going to improve an experience, right? If it's 4K 60 but it's still old, you know, like I want them to revamp the controls, you know, add some better, you know, textures in there, better lighting, improve the animation, you know what I mean? Add a little bit of content to it, like stuff like that, and I think you got something. If it's just the game playable in 4K 60, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, that's not really gonna cut it. So we'll see what they do, and I think it has potential. But I want to see them actually put some effort into this thing if they're going to actually release it, especially as a full price product, right? And I think that should be
No,
the
I
same
agree.
for any remasters that go forward,
Absolutely.
because like Mass Effect should be
It set the bar.
example.
Mass Effect set a bar. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, that's like, okay, remaster. Like if you're going to sell it at a full price experience, there's a certain level you need to meet. Because hey, guess what? We're getting updates and optimizations on a lot of old games for free, right? I don't want to buy that shit if it's just an update, right? Like it needs to be a new experience. I need to feel like I'm playing a new game, and even though Mass Effect was old games, I still felt like I was playing a new game, right? Like it still gave me that new experience, like that.
But did
good
you finish
feeling.
it?
Felt current. No, because there's too many games to play.
Mav never finishes
I
a
don't
damn
finish
game.
anything. Like I can't do it. Like that's
Don't
that's a
tell
whole
people
nother
that.
thing. It's
I'm the
just
same
like,
way. It doesn't-
there's
yeah.
always something that comes out that I have to play.
Yep.
And
I'm
that's
with
the
Mav
problem.
on this one because I didn't get the Mass Effect trilogy because I didn't finish them that long ago. It doesn't seem like it anyway, especially even Mass Effect 3. And I put like 200 plus hours in that trilogy. And I'm like, I don't have time to go in there again because of everything that's coming up. Like I can't keep up, or I can barely keep up. I just like crushed like 5 indies in the last month just on
Yeah,
Game Pass
me
alone,
too.
right? And then now we're gonna
Oh,
get that
no.
this month already. Hades today, 12 minutes next week, and then we've got Psychonauts, and then we've got the AAA dump that happens from like October to December. Who the hell's got time to play that stuff? You know, that's why this is going to have to stand out.
Speaking
Otherwise,
of stand out.
Mm.
Wow. They Forza Horizon 5 had a another demo showcase from the devs on one of their like monthly things that they've been doing. And this time they made a point to say that the gameplay footage we're getting is from the Xbox Series X, because that was kind of a question before, like, hey, where's this footage actually from? You know, like, is it PC? Is it Xbox? Because they weren't saying like with the E3 stuff. So it's like I was like I had in the back of my head a little like, okay, is this what like people are going to be expecting? And then we're going to get something else actually when we play it on the Series X, and everybody's going to freak out, because I didn't like want that for them or anybody, you know. But like what they said in this last demo was that, hey, this is Xbox Series X footage, and they even gave IGN the raw footage as well with no commentary, and you can watch it in 4K, and it is absolutely unbelievable what they're putting out on console with this game, because the from the graphics and everything is just absolutely stunning. Now, I will say the version that they did showcase again was the 4K 30 like fidelity mode, right? Which seemed to be running fairly smooth, but I am curious how much of a graphical hit the 60 frames 4K mode is going to take. So that is going to be, we're gonna have to wait and see that, because I really do want to see that, because that's what I think. Honestly, a lot of us are going to play the game at. We're going to switch to the 30 frames mode for pictures, right? And then we're going to play the game at 60 for the most part. So I'm curious about that, but regardless, just holy cow! Have you, any of you had a chance to see this newest gameplay footage and what they're putting out there?
Yes.
Yeah, Psycho.
It looks freaking crazy. And this is all done on not the Forza Tech engine that they're working on for the new motorsports. This is the current Forza Tech that we are experiencing now with Horizon 4. So, and you see this graphical leap, and it looks amazing, and it looks freaking lifelike. And they're saying that what we have been seeing is Series X gameplay footage. It's insane. You know, me and 3-Bit were talking about it in private chats about what they could be using, you know, engine wise, tools, and with the full RDNA tool sets. It's amazing what they're doing with it, and I freaking love it. It just shows that there's still life still in this engine, and it just points to you what Fable is going to look like. I mean, look at what they did with this. Fable is going to look fucking nuts.
Oh, Fable is going to be outstanding. I can just feel it in my bones.
It's great what they showed us. And
If they get the humor right, Fable will blow
Oh, they
everything
will.
else out of the water.
They should,
think they
because
will.
they are in
better.
the UK. So
That's all I want.
Yeah.
they're
yeah.
UK based, so it should be pretty back to the British humor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. They got it. They got their writing room and stuff.
When did they leave the British humor? Like, I feel like even with 3, the British humor was still there. It was
No,
very
that
good.
was
That's
always
when
the same.
Lionsgate was struggling. They were struggling big time, and that's why that Fable Legends didn't make it.
No, Legends. I don't.
Yeah, they
I
went
didn't even fucking
bankrupt.
touch that shit.
Yeah, Legends was going to be this co-op multiplayer
Yeah.
experience.
It did look good, to be fair, but they just couldn't pull it off in time.
Or it was 4v. It's like 4v1. It was that like
Yeah.
right. It was going to be an interesting take. and
You
then they-
operated the bad guy, or
Yeah.
you could be one of the heroes.
It's
It
a
just
shame.
didn't come out.
That was a sad day. That was like
It was.
again in
I
the dark
broke my
days.
heart.
Dark days of Xbox for me right there. Like
Yeah, that was a tough.
Lionhead.
Deadpool says
like-
some
That
of
was
the
rough.
ex-Lionhead are working on it. So
oh really?
Yeah, I think they've got at least one of the original writers back on it.
Nice.
So I think
Well,
I
they-
read that at some point. So
You know, that's
Yeah,
all
I
it
thought
takes.
I'd
Just
read it
somebody to read
somewhere,
the
but
room
I
and say,
couldn't be
"This is
sure."
not how we was." You know, like we had more of this kind of humor. You know, like let's. It was always a hilarious game. It was absolutely awesome. I really want. Wait, I know we're talking about Forza, but just chime in back with Fable. I really want them to make sure they keep the like, you start as a kid, you grow up and you also can become good and evil and how you look and all of your actions as you're playing the
Oh
game
yeah,
determines your
you want
character.
that
Yeah.
character. Yeah.
That was so
Yeah,
badass,
great
Yeah, I was
character
a
I
mean
mean,
development.
person.
one was awesome, was an amazing game. 2 and 3, they lost their way a bit. 2 wasn't quite so
was-
bad, but
It
I
was my
like two,
favorite, actually.
and
Yeah.
when
I
they
didn't
brought
hate
out
3. A lot of
Lost
people hated 3. I
Chapters.
liked it. I
I like
enjoyed it.
3. 3 is cool.
Yeah, when they brought out Lost Chapters for the Fable anniversary, that to me that like put it on top. But Fable 2 was really good.
yeah, I mean, they're
Yeah.
all good. I love them all, but if you're going to rank them, you have to go 1, then 3, then 2.
1, 2,
2,
3.
1, 3 for me.
If Playground pulls
Yeah.
Fable off, like we've just watched the ascension of a studio to one of the top tier studios
Mm-hmm.
anywhere, right? That's going
Yeah.
to be crazy to go from a specialized dev team that makes open world racing games, and then
Yeah.
if they pull this off with an open world RPG with the classic humor, I mean, those devs over there, now they've got 2 teams, and the second
Mhm.
team, the B team, well, we won't even call it the B team, let's just call them team
Team two.
2A, right? At this point, pulling off this magic that they're pulling off with Forza Horizon 5, that's something special. Playground's
Mhm.
going to have to be considered one of the best devs
Well,
out there. And
Funny you say that, Pong, because
Yeah.
they actually did say that about 3 years ago. They
Yeah.
actually said, we want to be the best development team in the world.
Yeah.
That was their
Yeah.
exact quote. And
Yeah.
I remember, I'm like, that's a bold statement. And they
It
said
is.
that, they're like, yep, we want to be the best dev team in the world. And so they've obviously got the drive. They clearly have the financial backing now because now they're part of the big boys, right? So,
Mhm.
like a $2 trillion corporation behind you. So that's all they need. They got everything they need. All they need to do is deliver.
Yeah, and it
And-
seems they got the leadership to do that, right?
And
Meg?
they've got the
So-
leadership to do
yep,
it. And look
yep.
look at Forza 5 on the quote unquote old engine.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks like it melt your eyeballs. I watched what you were showing, what you were talking about there. I watched all 14 minutes of the IGN video,
Yeah,
and
and it's just
I was
straight gameplay.
completely blown away. And
Mhm.
I wasn't looking at the car, okay, because
Yeah.
car's a car, right? Okay, all right, the
Yeah.
car's there. I was looking at everything else. So
Yeah.
you know that spot where they were on the beach, and then you could look at I was watching the tide coming in. And I swear to God, if you actually watch it like on a bigger screen, you can actually see the foam in the water.
Oh
Like
wow.
as it's coming in and it's riding up on the sand and stuff. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And like even the trees, the details, the buildings, the rock formations. I mean, this would rival that Unreal Engine 5 demo that they put
Mhm.
out.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that, I go, it looks the same. Like to me, I mean, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable what they're doing. So imagine, what they're going to be doing in the future outside of like the Forza world. But anyways, for Forza, this just seems like something special to me. Like I played about maybe 15, 20 hours of Forza Horizon 4 and I kind of lost interest. I was like, all right, it's good. It's good. And I just kind of lost interest. For some reason, I think the more exotic locale has got me a little bit more interested because I think there's a lot more eye candy there for me anyways, because I like exotic locations when I play games like Tomb Raider and stuff like that and Uncharted. I love those. So anyway, this thing looks stunning, and I'm really gonna give it some good time. But anyways, my 2 cents is that I'm super excited.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Yeah.
before we move, I want to get your thoughts on this, Psycho, real quick too. But real quick, I want to get to the super chat. So we got another awesome $20 super chat from the incredible KY Bob. Thank you, sir. You're awesome, man. He says, if the GTA remasters are handled the way the first Mafia game was, then they will be awesome. And that's a very good reference, actually, because Mafia could be a good comparison to this, actually. He says the way Mafia 2 and 3 remasters were done, the lazy way. Shout out panel, awesome show, even if it is about fish and chips. Shout out Bob, you're awesome, dude.
Can I answer
100%.
that quickly? Because
Yeah,
the
go for
Mafia
it.
1 was a ground up remake.
Yes, it was. It was a
This-
remake. Yeah.
So so he's basically answered the question in his own way there, that like
He wants a
Mafia
remake, not a
2 and 3
remaster.
were remastered and they weren't as good. And
Yeah, but Mass
that's
Effect were
what we're
remasters, but they were
getting.
great, right?
Yes, they were.
They can't remasters can be great if you put
Yes.
a lot of you put enough work into it, but you gotta. The older the game gets, the harder it is, right?
Exactly.
And
That's why
where the concern is.
like look at Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Right? It's basically around the same time as
Yeah,
these
those are-
as GTA 3. Okay, at least very close to. They had to make it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Because there's probably no way they're gonna port that. Anybody played the Onimusha remaster? It was a disaster.
Yeah.
Came out last year, I think it was.
Yep.
Anyway,
Or
sorry.
that Prince
That
of
was a
Persia
lazy port.
remaster that they announced.
that mysteriously
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Um,
disappeared
Done a
forever.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. Maybe Blue Box took care of that.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Remakes are definitely, in my opinion, better usually than remasters, but sometimes you can't like. It depends too. Sometimes a game's too new to remake. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be remade. It just depends on the situation and the game, I think. But like GTA would be really hard to do remakes on. It just it would take a lot of work. So, coming out with a trilogy for that would be even crazier.
See what
But-
slow-mo said. That was funny.
Why don't they just remaster Pong next? Hey,
They
yeah,
have.
they could. Yeah, they
He's
have.
on the screen right there. Look at him. Dive into the slow-mo. He's right there.
All right. So
By the way, expect an announcement at Gamescom. That's what I'm thinking for the GTA trilogy, by the way.
yeah, I also have a theory about Gamescom real quick. I don't want to side rail this too much
Sorry.
but no, you're fine. It got me thinking about something that I wanted to put out there because we were talking about this in DMs a little bit about the predicted release date for Halo Infinite, right? And if the Call of Duty release date actually happens on this, what is it? This next week coming up is when it's predicted to be announced, right?
Yeah.
And we would get the release date at that. Shortly after that is Gamescom. So if the last chip to fall for the Halo Infinite release date is Call of Duty, then we would hopefully potentially get a Halo Infinite release date at Gamescom. That would be my hope. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. They may potentially still wait for another type of event because it is a big deal. But Gamescom's a pretty big show, and if they did want to have something big for that, the Halo Infinite release date could be the ticket there. So anyway, all right, Psychonauts, Forza Horizon 5, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
sure.
like, did it blow your
mods?
mind?
Yep.
Mods, get in the chat, please. There's the same asshole's been going.
Trying.
This guy's been bombing all of our podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Okay, we got him.
He did Prime Time. He did Gaming After Dark. He did RDX too. Same fucking guy.
How come it
Yeah.
didn't ask for like approval?
Because he's
Uh,
found a way around it. They did the same thing even on RDX. And
Yeah,
they
they've been
like-
doing it nonstop.
Did it on
everywhere.
RDX
Yeah.
as well. They've been doing it everywhere.
Yeah.
yeah, on Xbox centric podcasts. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I had to get in there.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
no,
I
I
was
saw it.
doing it. But
I saw
just
it. I was
wasn't being
grabbing
quick
it.
enough. I couldn't do it quick enough. I think I
Hey.
got a slight delay from you lot.
So Forza Horizon 5 there.
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
Yes,
Forza
ma'am.
Horizon looks amazing.
I'm gonna take care of this guy real quick. So.
Yeah.
ahead,
So like, I know 3-bit can you can chime in too, 3-bit, but like, from what I understand, what me and 3-bit have been like talking about back and forth, like what they're using with the Forza Tech engine and the new tools, like especially with the Fidelity FX, FSR, and screen space reflections and all that, because they said that there's no ray tracing in the game, but yet you look at the cars and they look like there's ray tracing in there. So it really, what they're able to do with the older Forza Tech engine is just really, really amazing, and it just hats off to that team, because they're able to pull off next gen graphics with that engine. And again, this is not the Forza Tech new Forza Tech engine they're working on. So what we saw in this, now imagine what the new Forza Tech engine is going to look like. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be literally photorealistic, and it's going to blow people's minds when this drops. And and rumors what 2023 is Forza Motorsports is coming out, I believe. Is what or at least we're probably going to hear when they're going to be releasing the game around about that time. Because they said nothing this year. So I'm thinking, 2023 is they're going to have talk about the new Forza Tech engine that they've been working on, and then what the new Forza Motorsports is going to be. But yeah, I'm just what they're doing with this Forza Horizon 5 is just crazy. I love it. It's just so, like at E3 we're watching the screen, and then it's like, oh, look at this nice picture of Mexico, and then here comes a car
It's
just
a
zooming
car.
in. You're like, what? I mean, my jaw dropped. I don't know how many times, and it's just so crazy what they were able to do in the game. So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are complaining about like the ray tracing in the only in the Forza Vista mode. But when they watched the trailer, people thought it was I thought it was ray tracing just because of the
Yeah.
reflections and
Exactly.
everything like that. But for the most part, if you have pretty good like screen reflections set up,
Mhm.
then then it will be fine. I mean, me and Mav was sort of talking about ray tracing. He had a whole stream sort of dedicated to ray tracing. I think was it your last stream, Mav? I think it was.
I
Anyways,
think I don't remember. We were talking about it a lot.
yeah. But the game looks beautiful. It's like let's just shoot. Hold on. It's like one of the most beautiful games I've seen out this generation. Like Forza Horizon. It's really cool, and I know they have the different modes too. Like you can sort of play like, I guess, like the Forge mode, like in Halo, which is pretty cool. Make your own custom tracks and stuff like that. So I am
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just nuts. That just shows you what these tools are going to bring to this next generation of games. We're starting to see the fruits of the labor that they're doing with these games. It's just Forza is like setting the bar with the ultra realistic backdrop with the games, and then other games are coming out in the future. It's going to be about that, or in even better. And it's a good time to be a gamer, because it's we want that. A lot of people want that ultra realistic graphics and and great games, and and with this generation we definitely have the hardware that can handle this finally, because those Jaguar chips are trash on both consoles, and now they're able to really get into some really stunning work and give us some really great looking games with at least with Series X.
Heck yeah, dude.
Sure.
Hey, I want to get to a couple of these super chats real quick. Well, I'm also still dealing with this idiot. But hey, shout out to Lil Ray CMBR with the $2 super chat. He says, "Have to jump. Thanks again for the show, MAGG7." I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it works. It's funny. And Caper Grant with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. He says, "Happy Friday, everyone. Great to see the MAGG on the show, and cheers."
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, awesome to have MAGG here, 100%. I'm
Yeah.
working on getting some more bots into the chat right now, guys. So
Actually, got another
bear
super
with
chat
me
show up.
on that.
There was another super chat.
Which one was that? Sorry, I'm
From
distracted
Micah.
with this. Micah. Oh wow,
Micah
Micah, $20 banger. Did I say banger?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did.
Hey,
You
yeah.
did.
Turn it down, banger.
Oh dear.
The 20 amazing $20 super chat from Micah, dude. Amazing. He says, "No worries, guys. Keep on trucking. Sometimes this stuff happens. It's part of YouTube. You know, sometimes people just want to ruin everybody's time, but we can't let that happen. We got to have fun regardless."
Yeah.
So, 3-bet for Forza. I know you've been saying a little bit, but like, what do you think this is going to be potentially like up there with Flight Sim? You know, with graphics, like, because that Flight Sim is like insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, Forza Horizon, this is their older engine too, and the new one, the new Forza Motorsport is like, if you really want to see what they can do with it, and you think this game is beautiful, and I think this game is one of the most beautiful games out there right now. This and Flight Sim are up there for like the best graphics so far. Yeah, in terms of graphics, I think Horizon and Flight Sim are probably the best looking games out right now in terms of like the next gen visuals. But yeah, if you think this looks good, look at Forza, the new Forza game. Or I don't know what's going to be called. I think it's just going to be called Forza, or maybe
Forza
Motorsport.
Motorsports. Yeah,
Motorsport.
it's just yeah, it's gonna be like a hub world from what I kind of got from it. So it's gonna be like, so it's instead of making like Motorsports 8 where everyone thought it was gonna be, so they're just gonna go with the one style platform. I think it's more on paying for the licensings of the cars. Having a hub world so they can add different maps and add different cars to the game and making it fresh and new and things like that. I mean, in sport, and a game like Motorsports where you constantly got to pay licensing fees every year or whenever you bring out a new game, this is a good way to go about it if that's what they decide to go, how they handle it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the Fable, right? Fable's going to be using Forza Horizon or Forza Motorsports engine pretty much. They might like go hand in hand. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm a racing, not really a racing guy. I jump in and out of just different racing titles. I'm mostly playing like first person shooters, or I kind of jump around. I beat 'em ups. I love beat 'em ups. But Horizon looks freaking beautiful, and I want to crash into realistic rocks and stuff. So
yeah, and there were people out there worried about, their Fable's going to use the Forza tech engine, and then we got to see Forza Horizon 5, and then it's like, yeah, there's going to be no issues, at least with the environment. The environments is top notch. Now it's character building. That is where what we're going to see, if this engine is going to be able to utilize, implementing, a character, it's a lot different than a car. So
yeah.
But other than that, the environment's just going to look freaking gorgeous in that game. So I'm excited. I know we're all excited for that game.
Pong.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is Forza, if 5 comes out and blows everybody away, which I think this Forza has more hype potentially than any Forza game ever before it, right? After the E3 showing they had, well, they have 100% cemented their place as the #1 racing game in the market.
Yeah, they already are. So for me, it's an easy yes. I mean, they made Gran Turismo all but,
Almost non-existent.
it's an afterthought. They, Gran Turismo is still, used in esports and stuff. So they can cling to that. But overall, most people, when you say racing, now associate it with Forza. Back in the day, it was Gran Turismo. Back in the day, it was GT, right? That was the first thing that came to mind when you said racing, or at one point even Need for Speed, right? As far as arcade racers go. But now Forza has covered both of those. They've covered the arcade style racing. They've actually, expanded it with an open world style with all these different activities and racing that you can do, all these add-ons that they do, the Hot Wheels stuff, the Lego stuff. I mean, they have taken it to the next level, and you still got motorsport as the king. Yes, I thought that 7 didn't quite live up to their standards. And I thought they could have done a better job with 7, being the motorsport series, being the sim side of things. But I think they're refocused, the extra time that they now are taking on motorsport and going to this new engine and all the stuff they talked about, just the points on the wheels going from 1 to, what is it, 8 points on the wheel, 4 points on it, whatever it is. Just little stuff like that. They're really digging deep, and I think they're ready to show again why they are the kings of that side as far as turn 10 goes. But Playground themselves have now established themselves as the kings of the arcade racer, and I think Forza as a name will remain that. I don't see anybody coming along and taking that away. They just have too much mass appeal. Even though Xbox has been down, with last gen, but once they put Forza Horizon on the PC, look what happened. It exploded again. They had, I don't remember, they were leading on Steam. They were number 1 for at least a few weeks, I think, in terms of sales. So they found a whole new audience on PC. Now they're going to simultaneously release these games over on PC as well. So I think overall, again, they've earned it, and they deserve it. And I just don't think Gran Turismo is going to do anything to even claw their way back into that conversation at all. I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up. I think now Turn 10 is taking the next leap. I don't think the next Gran Turismo is going to be that big of a leap. I think Gran Turismo really is taking pride in what they've built, and they're going to be the ones pushing the boundaries on racing for the foreseeable future, for sure.
Man, what about you, Lupa? I know you like Forza Horizon. Do you? Is this one standing out, or do you think it's just going to be maybe another 4, but just look a little bit better?
No, I think this is going to be outstanding. Everybody says so. I say so. I talk to people that motorsport is their favorite, and or his favorite, and he doesn't want the same format as 7 and the others where you have to start from scratch again. He wants to be able to carry over his cars and keep going with them. So like Forza Motorsport being a continual thing rather than new seasons all the time. So I know that's a thing that people want with that. But like Forza 5 is going to be hot. It's going to be melting everybody's brains because I think they're not expecting what they're going to get. It's going to be outstanding. It already looks amazing. And I think it's just going to be awesome. And it crushes Gran Turismo, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, one thing about Gran Turismo is like, I actually like Gran Turismo, right? I have always been a guy that really looks forward to the next Gran Turismo game, right? It's one of my favorite racing game franchises. I prefer Forza now, but man, it just like takes so long for them to make a fucking Gran Turismo game.
And they keep delaying it over and over. It loses its momentum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it loses the momentum that when they keep and my God, they are famous for the delays, right?
Yeah.
So so it's brutal. So like even when they're saying that's coming out in 2022, I still don't believe them.
Polyphony,
you know what I mean?
Not with Polyphony. No,
they're brutal.
They are.
I had the same face when they said it was coming 2022. I had the same face when I saw in 2020 that they say God of War coming 2021, and I'm like this.
Yeah. Well, and they had originally said that GT was going to come 2020, or had, kind of put it out there so that everybody thought they were saying that GT was going to come out in 2021, and I was like, "Yeah, are you kidding me?"
Yeah, Polyphony's brutal. You remember the last, and then what did they release when they released the last one? It was a disaster compared to what Forza was doing. They released like 32 tracks or something like that, and or less than 100 cars. And I'm like, you delayed the game 4 years for this? Yeah. And then you look across the pond and you see what Forza Motorsport was doing, which would be the direct comparison. Because I mean, let's face it, Horizon's more of an arcadey, I mean, it's gorgeous and it's amazing. And the physics are all there and everything else. But at the end of the day, it's still an arcade racer. But yeah, when you compare it to Forza Motorsport, there is no comparison. You can't even argue it. esports. Why are they even playing Gran Turismo? Is it because they have a contract with Sony? I know Sony invested in esports and stuff, but what are they
Something.
thinking?
They
You know what
did
I mean?
something.
It's got to
did
be something, man. Because all of a sudden you look at like they said, less than 100 cars. It was trash. They had like 32 tracks, and then you go to Forza Motorsport. They had like 600 cars, all these bloody tracks all over the world. And I'm like, guys, this is no comparison. And of course, like I said, the physics and everything about each individual car was it's absolutely unbelievable. Even down to like the way the shocks react when you hit a bump in the road. Like that is remarkable tech.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've put all that tech, of course, into Forza Horizon, but it's just, I don't know, man. What these guys are doing is nothing short of magic to me. That's the way I see it. So anyways, super
Exactly.
excited.
And the new GT is going to be cross gen too. So ever since they announced that, you know, again, motorsport's going to be next gen only. So
Yep.
makes
Oh
it
yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. That's what they had said, and it's what it showed, right? So the question is, what is motorsport, right? That's like because of the like name motorsport, not 8. You know, it kind of leads me to believe, like Psycho was saying that, hey, sorry, I was just reading our.
I just read that too. Is there mods in the private chat? Can we put mods in the private chat, please?
Oh, God.
It just-
That took me completely by surprise.
it just-
Mods, please.
shit. It just makes me believe that it's probably a platform,
Way to shut him up, lady.
and you know, it could be something that's going to live in Game Pass for a long time. That they're going to like, instead of hey, Forza 8, Forza 9, Forza 10, it's Forza Motorsport. It's going to last for a long time, and they can keep adding stuff to the game over the time and keep updating it, right? Like,
Yeah.
because that's kind of their thing now is like, hey, we're going to update all the games, and if what they care most about is bringing people into Game Pass, that's their goal, to have people subscribe to Game Pass, and then once that game's in there, it'll be the place for Forza Motorsport, right? Like, as well as you could buy it, right? But I think it'll always be something that they use to try and attract people to the service with new content and new updates. They could, who knows, they would do season pass, the whole thing. I don't know, but I think Forza Motorsport is going to be the final evolution of where they're going with this engine. Well, so like if we're surprised at the graphics with this open world racing game with Forza Horizon 5, right? Just wait till they're focused on the track racing and they don't have this whole massive world environment, and they can focus on every little attention to detail on the tracks and everything. And the cars, I think it's going to be absolutely insane where they're going with this next generation Forza. So hey,
I mean,
Playground,
the-
Turn 10, amazing stuff.
the way they did the audio is absolutely unbelievable. And if you see Forza Erwin's video that he did on it, was even more incredible. It's an amazing thing that they're doing, like hundreds of thousands of hours filming in the sky in Mexico. You know, it's just, and the audio, the work that they put into the audio for each and every single car is outstanding. So I think motorsport is going to literally take off massively.
Yeah. We have 2 more super chats to get to real quick. KY Bob, with $5 says, I put Apex Legends back on my Xbox. I need some tutoring. Yeah, dude, we'll get you back into that. Hey, I'm an expert now because me and Badbit and who were we playing with? Hell, I hate when I can't remember that. We're playing with somebody awesome person out there. I don't remember. I'm sorry, but we won. That's the moral of the story. Was it Jasper? Yeah, it was that's why we won. It was
Jasper. That's why
Yeah.
you won.
Jasper.
Yeah,
Lucky Joseph.
we won. We won like 3. We won 2 or 3 games. I can't remember. It was an awesome time.
Jackie
and-
Joseph.
Jackie Joseph. Who I want to have on the show at some point, especially when Halo's a big topic. And
Jackie
also,
Joseph.
$5 super chat from the awesome slow-mo backslap, who had a great show last night. With 3-Bit was actually a guest on the DPS podcast. So shout out to you, dude. And he says, shout out to you guys. Enjoying the show. Question for you. Who took the bigger L in the past week? Blue Box Studios or Dipset? Well, that's
I
fine.
saw both, and it was a tie.
Tie. For me, I think that I don't know what the Dipset thing's all about. So Blue Box knows what they're doing, whether they're scamming people or just effing with people or what. I think this is whatever it is what their game is. So they probably don't consider whatever's happening in L right now, and that's a shame.
They're going to lose in the long run because I think they know what they're doing. They're trying to gain clout, and they're going to lose.
This
in the
is
long
what
run
they
'cause
do.
We gamers are not freaking stupid.
Yeah.
Well, the majority of us aren't.
I
Let's say
was gonna
that.
say, take it easy, Lupa.
Yeah, the majority of us aren't. I mean, they can't do that and think that we don't know what they're doing. I mean, the people that do are just fucking thick anyway. But you know, they're so playing a game, thinking that it's going to give their game more clout, and it's going to massively, and already has, backfire on them.
Hey, can somebody explain Dipset to me?
It was a rap battle that
Dipstick.
happened last week.
Yeah. Dipset is the diplomats. They were.
I thought
they were
dipstick
a
meant
rap
your
or-
donger.
And the Locks,
The
they went up
Locks.
against a group. They were a group from the '90s called the Locks.
Yes.
I was big into that in the '90s, Wu-Tang and the Locks and all those guys. East
Right.
Coast stuff before the West
Yeah,
Coast. stuff.
Jadakiss was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And they
remember
absolutely
Jadakiss.
crushed their
Yeah.
balls
Yes.
live on the air.
Yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
just embarrassing.
it
It was like when Eminem went
I
up
watched the
against
highlights.
it was like, you know, when Eminem went up against the first guy in 8 Mile
Oh,
and just
right.
like
Yeah.
it was like that.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even close. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Yeah.
Be Rabbit. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta watch that actually. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's on
The
YouTube.
Versus, yeah, you can find it anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Kate hasn't ever seen 8 Mile.
Oh,
I saw
Nor
it
have I.
once when I was a teenager, and I don't remember like.
Yeah,
a
I
majority
saw
of
it years
so
ago. I can't remember much about it.
I actually like that
It wasn't
movie. I
that
don't-
brilliant.
It's something about it. Like I don't know. I like it. I like those like, it's like that like, Rocky type story. You know what I mean? It's like the
Basically is. It's like a
underdog,
rap battle
you
Rocky
know?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
basically a
wouldn't put
Rocky
it
rap
in
movie.
Rocky's class.
No, Rocky's like okay. So when I say that, I'm comparing the type of movie it is, not. The
Oh,
quality,
okay.
right?
I'll
No.
give you that. Then.
Rocky is like it's stands out
Rocky
there.
is top.
Great,
One
great
of the
stuff.
top.
And also let's see here. All right, we have been talking a lot about Forza. Loop, lady, Kate, did y'all have 3-Bit? Did you have anything to add? MAGG.
I
Forza?
think I missed
I
like the
said
whole
everything,
like
But the
general
whole-
conversation. I was peeing and eating, and
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you were busy, lady. We know.
I had so much
We know
going
you were
on
very
in my
busy.
life while I was gone. So
We were talking about Forza Horizon 5's like gameplay stuff that they had this past week, and
and we all know it's going to be an amazing looking game.
Yeah.
I don't know, those devs over there, they do things with the games that are just outside of the normal box in general for years. So I don't expect anything less this time. So
No.
Cool.
Well said.
that is very poignant.
use your yoga roller.
Eagles. What?
Yoga roller? Do I
Huh?
have a yoga roller?
I have a yoga roller.
Where is it? Hi, Mac.
Did you see what he
Yoga
put in the
roller?
chat? In the
No, what did you
private.
see?
Yeah, I see.
Yes,
see.
I was
Be right
peeing
back.
and eating at the same time.
Oh,
Don't
no.
judge me.
Okay. That's funny. It says be right
Oh
back.
my
and no,
god, this has got to stop because, like, how can we do a podcast?
I can't.
Damn.
I can't. That's fucking hilarious.
That's so funny.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome.
Oh fuck.
Oh, the MAGG is such a
Oh
good
jeez.
dude.
If you guys,
He's so
if
funny.
you guys should, if you guys
That
should,
fucking
can see
set.
our private
You've
chat
just
right
seen
now,
it,
you'd be
Here's
done.
Shite.
our private chat, guys. Everybody in regular chat is like, what the fuck is going on?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry
this
about
is why
this.
it's so hard. You can't
I'm
help but
sorry.
laugh. Damn, you
MAGG
lady,
is
and then-
not menstruating though, so we can
we
put
know
that out.
that. That's good.
You know that.
I
We can
just
eliminate
said
that. Check. We're good
All
there.
right. Hey,
it.
did you guys see that there was this interview with one of the programmers, I think, from Halo Infinite, worked on the Slipspace Engine.
Oh,
Yes. The magical
and
beast.
I
Magical.
found this. I thought Psychonauts and 3-Bit might like to actually discuss this because it's some of it was kind of foreign to me. They're talking about like C++ and stuff like that, like using coding language and all these things, and also being able to mine for like assets from the old engine to be able to like
Yeah.
put for gameplay and the new thing, and how they was talking about how incredible it is to be able to work on this like crazy tech that they're working on, but implement this old school feel from like the Halo games to keep it the same, and what a marvel it is that they were able to pull it off. They called it a mythical beast, like you said. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts based on that thing that you sent me about what they're pulling off with Slipspace?
Or
Mm,
3-bit.
3-Bit, you want to go first?
But yeah,
Or
3-Bit. 3-Bit is like incapacitated, guys.
okay. So
It's-
you go first.
all right. So pretty
No,
much
he's just pissed
with-
up.
so with the Slipspace engine,
And
so what they
reading
came
our
out
chat, probably.
Yeah. so what they're doing with Slipspace is like so they built an engine that is built for next generation, but having the ability to pull assets from the older engine to implement it into the newer engine, so it still has that feel. That's why it's like, man, this feels like Halo 1, 2, or 3. It feels old but looks new, and this is how they're able to achieve that. They're pulling assets. They're able to have that feel, that nostalgia with how the guns play and how grenades and everything, how those assets were working from the older engine, and they're still being pretty much utilized, but now up-resed for next generation. And with C++, that's just like the terminology with what they were able to do with coding is pretty much what that is. But we won't go into that. But it's just really cool. I was reading an article about it earlier, and it's just really freaking. It's just insane that we see why what we saw in July of last year, and then what we saw at E3 this year, and we're like, holy crap, that just leap, because they're able to do things with this new engine, and I guaranteed it's not done yet, because we looked at that 2018 E3 trailer, and that was insane looking, utilizing the Slipspace engine, so what they're going to be using with the newer with the Halo, you're getting that old feel but has that new look to it. So it's really freaking it's awesome.
awesome.
It is. It's just, and and so the developer, it makes it easy for them to code and easy for them to utilize. So it's really like almost plug and play for them with the new engine. So this way they can quickly put in, so they put in an asset into the engine, and they can get a quick turnaround and have it, they can on the fly almost see how what they used working live, and they can, okay, we didn't like that, so let's take it out, and they can just take it's really cool. And I know 3-Bit probably has more to say about that. Keep it.
I'll try. Yeah. So basically, when I read the article, they were basically what Psychonauts was saying was they have some old stuff from the original Halo, from Halo 1, that they keep in their source code, and everything else is like brand new stuff. So, but they, what's cool about the Slipspace is they can pull from the different Halos while still having a brand new engine. It's crazy. And pretty much what's new about the new engine is they no, you can have ray tracing now. It has a capacity for players are now higher. Particle effects is a lot better. This a lot of the code is cleaned up because Halo 5 was using the same engine as Halo 1, which is so weird to think about. But it's a thing. And it was the Blam engine and it needed an upgrade, and they had a lot of problems with like Halo 5, like even trying to introduce new maps or new content with Halo 5, but they couldn't. So just because of the engine, it was pretty much at its limit for the most part. And they were supposed to do a new engine for Halo 5, but they kind of delayed it. And now we're seeing it with Halo Infinite. So they did confirm ray tracing pixel bit G. It just won't be there at launch, I don't believe. But later on, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the multiplayer, which is going to be really cool because those maps look beautiful. Yeah. That's pretty much what I got out of the article.
Now, I have an article right here real quick. So they were talking to Frank O'Connor about it. So pretty much Frank O'Connor is like, we had created an engine that was more powerful for next generation development. Also is more nimble, so the creatives and engineers are able to work easily and iterate faster. This technical groundwork is vital for building the platform for the future of Halo. So, like what me and Three were saying, taking old assets from any of the Halo games, or from the old engine, and implementing into the newer engine, and having the higher res, and with the particle effects and everything that 3-bit was saying. But it's just it's amazing, and to me, that tells me that, like I was saying, they could possibly transfer Halo Master Chief Collection all over to the new Slipspace engine. If they're using assets already, they're probably, I feel that they're going to be able to implement that, and then we're going to see like an optimized Master Chief Collection running on the Slipspace engine for Series X and S. Which
is that possible? That's what I'm curious about, man. Like, that would be insane.
Well, if they're using assets,
right? Which makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. How much work would it be? Would it, because they already optimized it, right? But they keep working on it still anyway. There's always updates, like for Master Chief Collection, and even when they do the season updates, they're massive because they do a lot of work within the game, not just the seasonal content. So yeah, that would be crazy. Like, but that's kind of their MO with this stuff, right? Like MAGG, like, I don't know if you saw the article that we're referring to, but basically what they were saying it kind of is, they're able to use old Halo stuff within this new engine, and because of that, like that's one of the ways they're able to keep the same feel for Halo. But it's also doing things crazy, like with doing like new a lot of new tech and all these features and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's the magic of Halo Infinite and how it's able to feel so good potentially? Did you get a chance to play the beta? I don't know if you did.
No, I did not get invited to the beta, which actually really pissed me off because I was a member, insider, whatever the hell you want to call them, for a long time. They had all my stats, but of course, apparently they didn't have my email, so they didn't send me anything. But anyhow, I watched and I heard a lot of people talk about it, and yeah, I could see what you're saying there with it, by getting that Halo feel, because that's the one thing that I pulled from everybody who's been talking about it. Has all been saying the same thing, is that it feels like old Halo just in a new package, right? And so there's that. But what's interesting, and it was that Psychonauts was saying that they might actually integrate that Master Chief Collection into this as a one cohesive unit. You know what I mean? Like one Halo hub, so to speak. And that will be the entire quintessential Halo experience, right? You would have the Master Chief Collection, Infinite, and then adding on top of that, they might be able to integrate maps from the old games into the new game for, like, let's say a season or something, right? It's like, oh, it's Halo 3 season or something, and they can actually be able to take the assets and move them over into Infinite and be able to put them in there. Like, I don't know what their plan is, but I mean, the name itself, Halo Infinite, just means to me that I don't think that they're going to be releasing, obviously, any more numbered Halos. I think that this is going to be just like Forza Motorsport. It's just going to be called Halo Infinite, and they're just going to keep adding on to it, as well as, like we were saying there before, is using the older assets to bring them over and to put them into this new game. And they might have like events. You know what I mean? Halo 2, Halo 3 event, whatever, in Halo Infinite, that kind of stuff. That's what I could see them doing. And then making it eventually all, I mean, I know the Halo Infinite is going to be free-to-play multiplayer, but I could see them adding these other events in there and put them all in the free-to-play model to keep it fresh, keep it going, keep people's interest peaked. You know what I'm saying? And like a much better I hate to say this because I know Destiny fans are crazy, but I'm just gonna say it could be like a much better put together package than what Destiny is doing, or maybe just mirror what Destiny's doing. That's sort of what I pulled from this.
Yeah. I mean, they're able to do new things that they never thought of before. I mean, if you look at the grapple shot, and you're able to grapple shot onto your teammate to launch yourself further, and then grapple shot either a rocket launcher or someone's that is trying to get it, or a gravity hammer and things like that they weren't able to do on the old engine or any other games. And then being able to, I mean, even with the grenade launch of the weapons, it's more controlled. 3-Bit showed me engines or videos of them doing it in the older Halos, but it was sporadic. When they threw it, it didn't come towards them. It didn't, come toward in the general direction. It kind of, wherever you lob that grenade and where the explosion, it kind of went kind of in that direction. So it wasn't a controlled animation. So seeing the trailers of that samurai Spartan lobbing that sticky, and the freaking sword came and he nabbed it out of the freaking air and went in for a kill, like stuff like that possibly couldn't be done on the older engine, and now they're able to do that. And what also they're going to be able to implement with with this new engine, and that we have not seen. I mean, the possibilities are freaking endless. And they talked about this game Infinite, a 10-year road plan at least. So I mean, it's going to be freaking insane, and what they're going to bring.
Could it be the possibilities are infinite?
Oh,
Bad jokes. Let's go.
Sorry.
Hey, can I ask a question? 3-Bit or Psycho? Is it true? I think I read it or saw an interview with 343 that they basically built the Slipspace engine on top of the framework of the Blam. That some of the Blam is still there.
Way.
Yeah, and I think I read something like that. So when you guys were seeing, because I know you and Mav playing, Master Chief Collection, noticed some improvements. Is it possible they were testing out some things on the Blam engine, like some programming to try to see if it worked? If they were thinking about bringing the Master Chief Collection over, could they be like testing it in there, just kind of see if it takes?
Be. I know with Master Chief Collection, a lot of people don't know this, but they use the Unreal Engine for the menus and
right.
a lot, and basically to put it all together. In terms of like Halo 2 Anniversary, I think that's probably the newest sort of game that's just like 343's work, besides Halo 4 and stuff like that. Like that game, they really, it was like their baby for the most part. Like the Halo 2 Anniversary, it's possible that they learned a lot from that game for that. Yeah, maybe. But I know Halo 5 was also the newest addition as well. But yeah, they definitely built the Blam engine on top for Slipspace. It seems that way. Yes, because they are able to pull different things, but it's like, I don't know. I know a lot of the stuff in the engine is just brand new, and they pretty much just started from scratch. I do know that.
Right.
However, I also know they have some old code that they probably still wanted for from the other games, just so it's easier to make it feel like a Halo game, because Halo has a specific feel, that you can't really get on other games. Just, you know, when you play Halo, you're like, okay, this feels like Halo. So they probably wanted that with bringing it over to Infinite rather than just go ahead and just code it from scratch, which they can do. Or you can have some old code here and there, make it still feel like a Halo game, and
basically
also
like
have-
gutting the whole entire building, but leaving what you want, the good pieces,
the
and then just
foundation.
Yeah.
building out
Yep.
new stuff off of it.
That's pretty much what they
Mhm.
did. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like tear out the building, but still had some of the foundations in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And those foundations are things from Halo 1 or things from like Halo 3 if they like that. And then they choose whether or not to use those things.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is really
like-
cool.
And like I was telling you guys when I was playing in the flight test for season 7, that because they had Halo 1 anniversary part of that flight test. It was the first 5 levels. And all the flight tests I've been a part of, they've never had single player campaign at all, ever. It's always been multiplayer, you know, implementing things. So this is the first time I've experienced a single player portion in that flight test. And that Halo 1 in that flight test felt and looked so much different than the Master Chief Collection that I played with you guys that one night. And I was like, wow, this looks different. And so I was wondering, that's why I'm thinking they're possibly implementing Slipspace with the Halos in the Master Chief Collection, possibly, because it felt so different, but it was good different, you know. It was more gameplay, the mechanics were smoother, everything visually it looked a lot crisper. It just made me scratch my head, like what they're up to. And we still haven't, you know, they still haven't done their 20th anniversary yet, and possibly that's where they could be dropping everything that they're doing and what they've been up to, you know, behind the scenes, and you know, things that we've seen and playing the Master Chief Collection. Things just look different now than they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we were walking around one night though, like, oh my God, look at this water. It's like flowing. This looks so different. I didn't remember this. And then like we watched an old YouTube video and it was like the same. You know, it's like sometimes I think just
Yeah.
running on the Series X for some reason, like it makes these things just stand out. You know what I mean? It may be like some of the lighting or something could be different that they've updated, and effects like that are bringing stuff to life, you know? So it's interesting. I know some of that, the Halo CE stuff, or that was it Halo CE, or yeah, Halo CE, that was update was part of the last, like the season 7, I think.
Yeah.
Content. So we got that, but I'm curious, like, what more, because they keep putting so much into it. Like, you're right, man. Like, could that have been a first step to needing to make the moves to do what you're saying now? Because maybe that would be required for them to potentially have this.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I feel like every Halo they've done has been like a learning step for them, because they had the hard job of taking what Bungie did and finding ways to innovate the franchise, but also make it their own. And for a lot of people, that wasn't the direction they wanted. And some people liked certain things from a lot of their franchises, like Halo 4. I really like the story in Halo 4. The multiplayer, the more I played with you guys, it was actually pretty fun. But multiplayer was like hit or miss with some people. Halo 5, people like hated the story. I kind of did too. It was like a step back from a lot of the stuff they achieved in Halo 4, and the emotional sort of turmoil they had. And guys, they're going crazy. And then with Infinite, it's trying to blend what they did with like the emotional thing you got from Halo 4 and the story, and then Halo 5's multiplayer, and then giving you the old feels of the old game. So it's going to be a lot of the different lessons they've learned from all the other Halos, which they sort of confirmed with Bonnie Ross's interview. Like, she was saying, yeah, we kind of made some mistakes with Halo 5. The people on the team of 343, they wanted to basically update the engine, and they just didn't do it. And now it's pretty hard to update that game. And then with Halo 4, they made a great story. So they just need to combine those things. And we played the Infinite Tech preview, played it with most of you guys, and it was really fun. And they did a good job at blending everything. So looking forward to when it comes out.
For a drunk guy, you sound pretty smart.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Not bad.
happening. This is the wine.
You've had a moment of clarity.
It's the type of wine. It's freaking good. I'm gonna get this wine from now on.
Oh, I got a wine for you to test. It's
Yeah.
Dublin, Carolina
Dublin?
Red.
Okay.
Yeah.
MAGG
that's-
takes me as a wine
It's a,
connoisseur.
it's a sweet wine.
Does it have like a sweet level on the back
Yeah.
of like the bottle? It has like
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Is that a thing?
It's, yes.
I feel like I
yes.
just noticed.
There's dry, semi-dry, sweet, right? And then sweet, I believe. Right, Mag? 4
Yeah.
levels, or something like that.
Yeah, give or take. By the way, I don't. This is terrible because I was so hyped to drink it. 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg wine. I bought it and I'm like, I did a video of it and everything. I had it all there and I was all excited. I drank the whole bottle and oh my God, it was literally just pure sugar. And I think I was hungover for like 72 hours.
Dude,
Mind you, I also
those
drank-
wine hangovers, those like super sugary wine hangovers are the fucking worst. Like,
Well, because I don't. Yeah, it's awful. And I mean, I also drank beer that night, but that's fine. I mean, I always drink beer.
Yeah, no, that's my life
Jesus,
too.
That
I get
that
it.
that Snoop Dogg wine almost killed me.
I like really dry wines, but
Too
I
much
do drink
Hennessy
them
in
from
it.
a box. So I mean,
Hey
A
man,
lot
if
of-
it gets you drunk, I don't care what it comes in. It can come in a
I know.
Ziploc bag as long as it works.
absolutely
With the
wonderful.
straw.
Yeah,
With the
like
straw.
a like a
Shove
Capri Sun. You just shove the straw.
Yeah, it's a mommy Capri Sun. Yeah,
You could just
Um,
have an intravenous.
I
Just
would. if
take
I
it
What
that
about
way.
penis?
Intravenous.
Every hangover over the past like
Stick a needle in your arm out
15
of a
years
bag.
for me has been from wine. Like every
Really?
single fucking one
Brutal.
has been
I don't
from
do
wine
wine.
or a night that had wine involved in it. Like
I only drink wine in the winter. Does that seem weird? I know you guys. Some
I
of you guys don't even get
it doesn't
winter,
because I try to only drink like stouts and porters in the winter because they're like just like a heavy.
you
I
live in
don't drink
Arizona.
wine,
Are you in
period.
Arizona? You guys have a winter down there?
Okay,
Yeah,
you
it gets
know
a
what?
it gets a cold
Hold
70
up.
degrees, all right, Mag?
I was gonna
It's
say,
cold.
yeah. When you start hitting the
Where
minus
I'm at-
40,
Where I'm at currently, not really, but I am from the mountains of Arizona to where we're
Ah.
one of the snowiest. I lived in one of the
Oh,
okay.
snowiest cities in America.
Oh, wow.
So it beat probably your city by a lot. But yeah,
Really?
Flagstaff,
Yeah, we don't get-
Arizona is one of the snowiest cities in America.
I don't
don't
get a
know.
lot of
Hi.
snow where I am.
I live in the
Number
snow
five.
belt
Is it
of
cold in the
Ohio,
winter?
okay?
Like how many inches would they get there in the winter?
I think we're
depends what
like
size it
upwards
is.
of like the upper 30s, low 40
crap,
inches
really?
of snow. Like,
Wow.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I'll take it all back.
It's a
Arizona?
very,
We're-
very snowy. Yes,
Yeah.
I
My
know.
mind's blown
People
right
don't
now.
know. People don't know. But
I don't
the
know.
mountains of Arizona are crazy. I lived at 7,500 feet.
Okay, well
That's-
that explains it.
I
It's
didn't
that
know.
snowboarding in California, right? Like same
I-
thing
I
in the
know.
mountains.
The mountains. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
We have
I've only
mountains on this
seen-
side. You guys don't have mountains over there. You
Hey,
like,
we have the
Appalachians.
Appalachians.
Hey, we
all
have
right?
some mountains. It's just it's
That's it.
very North Georgia,
Mhm.
kind of.
We have some, but
Vermont
they're over
was
there
really
by
bad.
Arizona.
There's a shit ton of snow in Vermont every year.
I've only seen more than 4 inches of snow twice
Oh.
in my life.
Yeah, I get it. We get about 30, 40 as well, lady. But I live in northeastern Ohio, so we get
Yeah,
the
so you're basically
snow
almost at
belt.
the border.
right. I'm like right by Lake Erie, so
Yeah. You guys get crushed.
yeah.
I get nothing. I
When we
get some
get-
snow and whatever.
When we
I
get
bought a
snow and ice here,
snowblower.
it's like the apocalypse.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I can imagine. I bought a snowblower, and I had like 2 years ago. We haven't used it yet. Like we get like this much snow, and I'm like, and then I look in the news. They're like, New York got crushed with 478 inches of snow. I'm like, what the hell's
Wait,
going
I
on?
thought you were in New York. Where
No,
Your
no, no,
wife
I'm in-
says real inches,
in
No,
Canada.
I'm in Canada.
not man inches, right?
They
Oh.
you're in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
I'm Toronto.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah. We don't
Fuck,
get
who
that much
knew?
snow. We're not in the snow belt, but it gets
That's-
cold.
I
Yeah,
grew
that's
up
neat.
less than an hour from Canada.
It has to be warmish for
Kaitlin,
snow.
your lips weren't moving while you were talking. Is that just a still picture?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not in two places at once.
I was gonna be like, oh my god, maybe you have to pay Sony $10 for the lip syncing.
Oh.
Boom.
Sorry, I had to drop one.
Okay.
No, I saw it freaked me out because her face came up and it didn't move. I was like, whoa. I was like, that was weird. Yeah, there it is again.
And Mav is right over her shoulder too. Every time
Yeah.
she's on.
You know,
Absolutely.
Like sneaks in the other room.
100%. No, it's a total thing though. Like I think a lot of us Western coast states kind of get that stigma of like, oh, you're just beach, you're just desert, and like,
Yeah.
no, that's
Tumbleweeds
not
and
really,
rattlesnakes.
Pretty much
that's
what
not a
I
thing,
picture. I picture like
100%. I know. I
Well,
told
if you
him
live in the
I have a
mountains, it's
screen. I
different.
still have that screenshot. 3-bit. 3-bit one
What?
said to me, and where I was talking about my state, and he's like, all I picture is just like a tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed and rattlesnake.
Like, every time you talk about
That's
Arizona,
Texas.
all I
Yeah.
see in my head is a tumbleweed. I'm like, oh, that's
cacti.
so weird to me.
That's
That's
because when you
Texas.
watch a Hollywood movie and whenever it shows Arizona, all it has is a tumbleweed,
It's
a
true.
rattlesnake, and then you hear the music just go, and then you hear.
Yeah, we have like
Yeah.
Tombstone, we have the Grand Canyon, we have all of these places, but like we have Sedona, we have the Painted Desert, we have Flagstaff, we have so much here.
I mean,
that's
every time you
not
talk
just-
about it though, you're like, oh yeah, I stepped outside and like burnt my foot. And
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
that's
that.
because
And
I
I'm
live
like,
in Phoenix
okay,
now.
desert.
It's not fun here. It's not great here. We were at 119 and like 2% humidity. So it was just a dry,
Yeah.
horrible heat.
Well, I've been
I
in the-
literally stepped outside and got blisters on my toe.
I've been in the Nevada desert like 7 times because I love it down there. And but yeah, it's like that dry heat hits like 130, 131 in like August or July and
It's
August.
not
And I'm like,
fun.
okay, but you don't really sweat that much because it's dry. You guys don't have the humidity, right?
No, but you don't sweat, so you just die faster.
Yeah, no, that's why they have like the water fountains every 10 feet. You're
It's
like,
fine.
what the
You
hell
know,
is this?
You know what else doesn't sweat? The inside of your oven. You want to hang out in there for a little bit?
No,
It's
partic-
dry
not
in there.
particularly.
But yeah, no. During the monsoons here in Arizona, we have like just a few weeks ago, we were at 108 and 80% humidity, which
Yeah.
I feel like most people around, that's like a normal thing. And like for me, it's bad and I hate it because I hate the mosquitoes.
Yeah, see, that's what it's
But
like up here in
everything else
Canada.
that comes with it, I'm like, okay, I can handle that. When it's 122 degrees outside and it's a dry heat and you open your front door and that heat hits you like you opened your oven and it just hits your face and your mascara fucking melts off of your eyeballs.
My
That's
mascara
a
never
different,
falls off.
a different type of,
Ever.
of pain. It's just not good. I get into my car and my seatbelt burns me. Like I have a seatbelt burn on my thigh because my
Yeah.
seatbelt just burnt me one day. It's bad. It's not good. It's not a good time out here, guys. It's not fun.
I
don't
just
like it.
discovered our DMs. What's going on?
I don't
Oh,
know.
In the UK,
things are happening.
Let me pull it up.
we get 2
Um,
days of sun in the summer. That's it.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that, Lupa. I've been to the UK. I think in the month that I was there, I saw the sun once
Yeah.
in the
It's
afternoon,
mostly
and then I'm
grey.
like, no wonder everybody's green. I swear to God, everybody's skin is green. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe it. I'm like, you guys are so white. You're actually like becoming like transparent. I couldn't believe it. And
There's
then I
definitely
realized
global
why.
warming going on because we get more sun now. And
Transparent,
it's, like, I've
translucent.
burnt my feet walking
Yeah.
outside here, but like we get like because of where I live, we get near the sea. We get like about 2 inches of snow is the maximum.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Next
like
to the
in
sea,
the
you won't get
sun,
much.
summer, we get a few days of sun and sunshine and quite hot. Nothing
Yeah,
like
see-
what you guys put up with. And then it's all gone away until like nowadays, sort of October, we get a week of Indian summer from
Yeah.
nowhere.
Well, see,
That's about it.
here, like today, it was over 100 today, and the humidity was through the roof. There was an advisory warning and all that stuff. Yes, Canada does get hot, in case anybody wonders. So, like, I was mowing the lawn this morning, and I was like, because you can't breathe. It's like literally water is hanging in the air,
We don't get that.
and like you're just drowning in sweat, like just dripping off of you like a fountain. Hate it. But anyways, I also don't like -40. So anyway, back to that reason why we talked about that is that I only drink wine in the snowy wintertime because I like to. I have the fire going, and it's snowing outside, and I open the window so I can look at the snow, and then I sit there, I drink a bottle of wine, and I watch like a scary movie or some shit. That's awesome. In the summer,
Yeah.
no wine. It's all beer.
I
I
don't
think
drink
that's weird to
wine,
me. Like
period.
a white wine in the summer with like
Nah, it's all beer
peaches,
for
a
me. Beer and water.
sangria. It's nice. It's
Yeah, nah,
fancy.
I'm still a guy.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't
Yeah.
say because I've been on this stupid diet to where I stopped drinking most alcohol for like the past
Ugh.
year and a half. So now I just drink seltzers.
I just got itchy thinking about that.
It's not good. It's not a
Yeah,
good
this
time.
this one is like I don't like raspberry, but the blueberry is pretty good. This one's kind of I like sweet alcohol. I'm learning.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
That's
It's
just
gotta
my
be
thing.
beer and
Same.
water for me.
I do vodka, I do beer. It's a thing.
I hate
So-
beer.
I mean, I won't not drink vodka. I'm just saying I like sweet alcohol.
I'll drink vodka, but it's gotta be mixed with like something sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend can do shots of vodka, and like I literally vomit every time she does it. I'm like in my mouth. I'm like, "Ugh,
There's
you
a
just
lot
did
of
shot
Russians who live up
vodka?
here.
It's a thing. What the fuck?
And they drink like bottles at a time. Like they drink
It's
it like water.
insane.
Yeah. I went to a Russian wedding where they literally had these 2 flasks in front of me, right? And I'm like, oh, water. And so
And
I
then
poured
they,
it in
like,
my glass.
Talk about it like it's delicious. Like, oh, try this
Yeah,
one. I'm
it
like,
is.
it tastes like fucking.
Good
Yeah.
vodka tastes good.
It was like one was like vodka, the other one was cognac, and it was like maybe 10 shots in each one. And we had to drink the whole thing, otherwise you were being disrespectful. You had to go around the table and do shots and shots and shots and
Wow.
shots. They basically peeled me off the floor
Wow.
like an old like an old banana peel by the end of the night. It was just like,
Yeah.
all right,
That was
let's
like
take
my
this guy
first
home.
first drink. It was Everclear and Fireball, and that was terrible. Never
Oh,
again.
Oh,
that's
God.
Never.
awful.
Yes.
No. And ever since then, sweet alcohol, if possible.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I like margaritas and shit like that.
Get down with
Um,
fucking margarita, yo.
I do those
Yeah.
on vacation. it.
All right. So moving on from alcohol.
Oh yeah, we have games to talk about. Who knew?
Yeah, we have a $5 super chat from original Next Level Gaming. Shout out to Mike. the
Hey,
awesome-
Mike.
says I'm headed to bed to get up early to head to Tennessee on vacation. Great show, awesome gaming family, and great hearing the MAGG
Beautiful place.
on Xbox Ultimate. I agree. It's great having the MAGG here as well.
Love you, Mike.
So I'm kind of want to bring this topic, but I'm afraid it could last a while. So I don't know if we should or
Is it
not.
abandoned?
No, we're not gonna talk about that stupid.
Good. We don't need to talk about
There
that.
was this bunch of controversy about Phil Spencer's comments that he made in an interview that people are twisting his words again.
There's no controversy.
Yeah, trying to make controversy. Let me rephrase this. People are trying to create controversy over Phil Spencer's interview by twisting his words into some kind of negative context where there is none. Basically, Phil Spencer said that they don't feel like they need to copy people. That's the gist of what it was, right? They are okay with being themselves. They don't feel like they need to have a copy of specific types of game, right? When asked the question, does that mean that there are going to be no third-person action adventure games on Xbox? No. I've even seen and heard.
I mean, that's
some
what I
people-
heard.
I've even seen and heard some people say that this means only AA games because they're trying to refer it
Oh
to
my
something
gosh.
else that was taken out of context a long time ago by somebody else that never said what people are saying that they said. So you're taking words that were taken out of context and twisted before, making it a fact that they said this, which is not true. And then taking words again out of context and twisting the words to then tie these things together to make Phil Spencer is saying that we are not going to have AAA games on Xbox. This is like some crazy shit that I am sick of. I'm sick of people allowing this kind of like stuff to even be spoken because it's fucking ridiculous. Okay? Like there are people out there that jump at any chance to make a negative out of something that is completely just off, right? Ignoring facts and ignoring details of things that we know exist. Regardless of anything, we know all the games that were announced that are in development for Xbox. And trying to make light of, or trying to twist words into something for the sake of talk, I guess, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, does nobody any kind of service, doesn't do the gaming community, doesn't do an audience or anything, any kind of service, because guess what? It's bullshit. The entire words were completely just fine. Like, there's nothing negative or anything to look into. So anyway, I don't know if you guys saw this Games Radar article that people are twisting the words of.
Well,
Yes.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not even the Games Radar article. That's the funny part.
Right.
It was WCCF Tech that
Yeah.
decided to make a clickbait headline. Again, shout out to journalists in 2021.
Yes, so you're
you guys
right,
are all
because
amazing.
They took a clickbait headline and it just quoted a section of the Games Radar article, and people are ignoring what was actually two things. They're ignoring the statement that was in the article of FCC, or whatever the fuck their name is, the tech one, and they're also ignoring the actual article where he said a bunch of other stuff, and which none of it refers to what was actually in the headline of the clickbait article.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So they're taking the clickbait article and making that Phil Spencer's words, which is not true. And they also did the same thing to Matt Booty a few years back, and they're tying those two things together. It's just crazy. I don't understand how this stuff happens. Maybe it's, I don't know what the motives are.
No,
I
I think
Go ahead, Psychonauts.
no.
I'll wait.
No, I was gonna say they're not making AAA games, they're making quadruple A games. That's all. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
I can sum this up real quick.
Yeah, go for it, Mag.
What happens when you make very little mistakes? What happens when you start becoming, the mind share of the community? What happens when nothing but positive news keeps coming out? There was always going to be a subset of people that are going to be the assholes of the group who are going to try and take you down a peg. They're going to try and put shade on your situation. And I'm going to specifically call this out to that toxic, not regular, toxic Sony fan base. Because I looked in today and I saw a bunch of people that I follow. And let me tell you something. I actually follow toxic people on purpose. And people think I'm crazy. They're like, oh, you should block them. I was talking to Wilmy. I did a show with Wilmy Hood last week.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wilmy. And he's got like 108,000 people blocked. And I say, you know how many I got blocked, Wilmy? 0. Know thy enemy. That's what they always said in Sun Tzu's Art of War. Okay? I keep these people on my timeline. I keep them there because I want to hear the discussions from their warped minds and from their angle and from whatever it is the hell else they're talking about. I want to see how their brain works. And what I see from something like this, and I did see it earlier today, there were people trying to do shows about it, podcasting about it, doing little private chats and Twitter about it. I was right there. I was listening. I wasn't involved, but I was listening in the corner quietly going, look at these clowns. It's like the same people who are thinking that Kojima is involved and abandoned and all this other nonsense that's going on and all that horse shit. Let me tell you something. This is what happens. Who's the most hated player in the NFL? Tom Brady. Why? It's because he's the best.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't think he's the best. He's the best. He is the greatest of all time. He has won the most Super Bowls. And so what happens when you are the best? What happens when you make few mistakes? What happens when you do all these good things, positive things? I'm not saying Xbox is the best, but they are doing a lot of positive things, and there's very little negative that they've done outside of that January Xbox Live Gold membership bullshit that they tried to pull. Remember that? When they almost tried to double the price because they were trying to push people off of Xbox Live into Game Pass to bolster the numbers. I get why they did it, but it was the wrong thing to do. Since then, and even a year before then, they've done very little wrong. Therefore, you've got these people trying to poke holes in all of this sort of thing to try and create a narrative and to try and create this kind of like anything negative, because whatever is happening on that Sony side, and this goes for the media too, because the media knows that when Sony does well, they do well because they get the clicks. Okay? When Xbox does not do well, they get the clicks. From 2018 to 2013 to 2018, those websites and clickbait articles and all those journalists were making a fortune because it was shit on Xbox, shit on Xbox, shit on Xbox nonstop, right? And that's what I see was happening here. Okay, that's all I saw from this situation here. That exactly the same thing, and I just laugh, like just like Pong said, there is no controversy. Absolutely no controversy whatsoever. But these are the people trying to drum up anger in the community in order to try and get something negative because they're trying to pull on the strings of last generation.
You mean
and
to
that's
tell
not going
me
to work.
that these PlayStation podcasts that only hated on Xbox,
Yes,
as opposed to actually talking about PlayStation ever?
exactly.
Are you saying that they've run out of stuff to talk about, so now they're
Exactly. Well,
reaching so far
that's it.
and to talk about watermelons and also to
That's right.
you know, do stuff like this? Like you got to pick everything apart. You got to look
Dude,
for
it's like
something negative.
rats in a sinking ship.
If something's negative's not there, you got to try and make it something negative.
That's
You
what
know?
I'm trying to say. They just poking holes in anything that they could possibly find, any chink in the armor, so to speak, right? But the funny thing is, but Phil's been doing it. Of course, people with any kind of foresight saw this 5 years ago, present company included, that Phil, one by one, I almost knocked my microphone over, one by one, was checking off the list of narratives.
Yeah.
And he's done it. Everything that he said he was going to do, he has actually followed through and done it. Okay.
The first thing was to regain the trust of the community. Remember
exactly. You remember that whole speech he gave?
that? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That was like what, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was.
Mhm.
And so he's been checking off the boxes of every single narrative to keep anybody off their back, or at least not be able to fire shots in that direction. Now, the only thing left is that they have to show that their first party has proven their worth with what the games that are coming up. Starfield's going to be a big one next year, right? Yeah. Halo Infinite's going to be a big one this year. Forza Horizon is a shoo-in. Okay, pretty much. I could almost guarantee it's going to be a 90-something Metacritic at this rate, especially if you look at history, at the way it's been going. But you see even like something like Microsoft's Flight Simulator. What are they saying? Well, it's not a game. Well, fuck you, it's not a game. Okay, because you know what? Sorry, excuse my language. But you know, like you're sitting down when you're controlling your
fucking
plane.
okay.
No,
It's
you can
allowed
say
here.
fuck.
It's
It is
fucking
a-
all
Well,
right.
that's the first F-bomb I've dropped tonight. Now, anyways,
That's like super impressive. Wow.
thank you very much. Well, the gaming after dark's a different vibe, but keep in mind when I do boomstick shows, we don't swear at all.
Right.
We might say
Yeah.
damn, but anyways, that's besides the point. The thing is that they were calling it not a game, okay? Because they didn't. It's like, oh well, you know, it's just that. And you know what's gonna happen when Forza comes out? Oh, it's just a Forza game. Same thing when Gears 5 came out and did well. It's just a Gears game. Oh well, what?
It doesn't
What about
count?
Mario? There's been 400 Mario games. Why doesn't anybody say, it's just a Mario game? Or like,
Mario? Hold on.
you know what I'm saying, lady? Just take it easy. Like, there's like, take it easy. Just
Okay,
take it easy. I'm just playing
Mag.
around.
I don't even know how to do
You know what I'm saying? And then you got 9 God of War games, whatever. I know that last one was a soft reboot, whatever, and it was a magnificent game. I platinumed it. Great. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's like the 9th in the series. Why didn't anybody say, it's just another God of War game? Even though no matter how remarkable it was, right? Same thing with Forza. They're going to say the same thing with Forza. Mark my words. Mark it down right now. In October, they're going to say there's going to be people out there going, wow, it's just another Forza game. Watch. Same thing with Halo. There's already guys trying to take the Halo down, even after the Craig thing, which wasn't that really big of a deal. But anyways, whatever. Anyway, that's what I see in this whole thing. It's a bunch of nonsense. I'll shut up now, but that's pretty much my 2 cents on that.
I mean,
PlayStation fanboys just do because they can.
Not anymore,
End
Lupa.
of.
Yeah,
They
they're starting
just will.
to lose the grip. a
They're
little bit.
losing
Yeah.
the grip, man. It's
Yeah,
over.
It's
The rain
just
has
one of
finally
those
come to an
things.
end.
there's just as bad Xbox bloody fanboys as there are PlayStation and
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's just all round, and you're always going to get it no matter. And then because PlayStation lost the last PlayStation won the last generation is what made Xbox so good this generation, because
Yeah.
they had to fight for what they've got. Whether we win this generation or not is irrelevant, because we all know where the best place to game is, the most economical place to game is, with the best games. So what they say is irrelevant.
And for me, the best place to play is whatever games you prefer to play, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and
I
it's
mean,
like,
I might like
yeah.
one that you don't. You might
Yeah.
like one I don't. We're all different, and that's a good thing.
and the thing is, like, Xbox doesn't. The whole point of this segment that was clipped out of this entire article was that Xbox doesn't have to copy somebody else to be
Hmm.
Yeah.
successful.
Exactly.
That's
They
the
don't.
only point he was trying to make, is that
They're
when they
definitely
look at,
more innovative than freaking
Right.
PlayStation right now.
yeah, it's like they don't go there, and he's basically trying to say, well, we need to have our God of War, we need to have our this, our that. No, they want to make their own games, right? Whatever those
Yeah.
creators, because they're giving these devs freedom, because you hear it from the devs time and time again right now about creative freedom with their games, right? We keep hearing from them about this. Now, Hellblade 2 exists, right? Is being made.
Sure.
Halo Infinite is about to come out. Forza Horizon 5 is about to come out. Starfield is slated for next year. Redfall is slated for next year. Flight Sim just came out. We also have Avowed. We also have Elder Scrolls. We also have the Fallout franchise, Doom, potentially Quake in the future. Wolfenstein,
Everwild.
Everwild, Fable
A lot
is
of
in
new
development.
IPs.
Several new IP. Contraband, as well as coming out exclusively on Xbox. Perfect Dark is also in development. Geez, like, you could keep going right now. Okay, are these
35 groups of people making
these
amazing
games are big
Yes.
games, right? These are not Game Pass fodder, AA crap to put in there just to try and keep people in Game Pass and give them something that please them. No, these are big time games, right? Big time games. And guess what? Just because they are going to be in Game Pass does not take that fact away. And when somebody like comes out like Phil Spencer and says something like, hey, we don't need to copy somebody else by making like clones of their game, right? That's all it is. Now, I'm all for criticizing and critiquing on Xbox, right? Just like we did with the whole Xbox Live Gold thing, and we've talked about nitpicky things before. But the fact is, the reason why a lot of these Xbox podcasts right now seem so positive is because guess what? Right now, they're fucking nailing it.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of negative shit to talk about, right? People that are actually reading stuff and are in the know and not trying to jump to conclusions and all these different things. We're riding that wave right now, and it's awesome ride to be on if you're an Xbox fan right now. And guess what? Like, people are out there going to try and always be negative about something people are happy about.
But we have
right?
the right. We've been through the hard years.
Yes,
We've
100%.
stuck with them, and
Yeah.
now we're
Exactly.
entitled to have our
Yeah.
bit of glory.
And you know, the thing is,
We
And
had
feel
them
proud
early
to play
on.
Xbox.
We had, this last generation wasn't really Xbox. Anybody who's an Xbox
Yeah.
fan can come together and say that we did not have it this past generation. And
Yeah.
it took 9 years for Xbox to get together, and they watched and they saw what was happening around them, and they see it now, and they're now just putting it out there. They're
righting the ship.
They're
That's what
doing
they're
the
Connect
right
even.
thing.
The Connect was just too far advanced that it didn't
for
work
its
very well.
time, possibly.
Yeah,
I
before
don't
its
know. Like,
time.
the Connect was a thing, but it not only that, it was communication. It was
Yeah.
it was a lot of stuff on Xbox.
Yeah.
as far as
Priorities
Xbox
of-
Well,
I
Xbox
mean, when I
rode
first
that
broke my gun
high.
apart and be
Yeah.
able to put it back with my just moving my hands, I thought that was amazing.
They
Yeah, but-
rode the high of the 360. 360.
Yeah.
And I mean that even with the red ring, all of that, like I mean, they had a great generation. It was a thing. They had a slump for the past 8 years or so. 8 years, right? Am I doing my math?
Xbox One.
7.
Yeah, Xbox One
think.
7. Okay.
It was something like that. I think
Anyways,
it
they
Yeah.
did that, but I feel like the past 5 years has been them watching and seeing what us as gamers have wanted, and now they came out swinging and they're just hitting all the marks. Instead of hitting it 5 years ago, they've just been watching and making notes so they can come out like and just do all of the things that we want them to do. So I feel like Xbox is at the top of the game right now, and it's going to
Mhm.
be hard to beat, not because of what they're doing, but because of the fucking communication that they're having
Yeah.
overall with
Yeah.
the community, with everybody, the developers. They're not hyping anybody up for something that shouldn't be hyped up. Like I feel like they're very transparent. It's just everything that we as gamers need at this point. They got the best social media manager. I don't even know who it is. Does anybody know who it is? I feel like it's Steinkid because I know he runs some kind of like.
Yeah. I think it is.
I think it's Steinkid.
Yeah.
And if it is, like me and him, I've gone back with him for like 10 years. So like it's a thing. I remember when he got the job. But I just feel like they're just doing something right when it comes to that kind of transparency in the fan base, not
Well,
PlayStation and what they're doing, which I don't think PlayStation's doing anything wrong. I just think they're taking a different tactic and
they're just keeping to their
I
old
mean,
ways. Xbox is going.
I've seen like the
beyond that.
different shows talking about it, and for the most part, a lot of them use examples from that generation, like oh, years ago, Phil did this, or Don Matrick did this, or whatever the case was. And if you guys actually read the article, read what they're saying, or read what Phil is saying,
Actually,
it's kind of what Matt touched on. Read the whole article first off.
Games Radar. Don't read the other
Games
one.
Radar.
That's just
Because
trying
some
to take
people
a
are just
snippet.
they always take like one thing he says and take it out of context or whatever the case is. He's basically saying they have their own vision for the company, for Xbox, and where they want to go with they're not trying to copy Nintendo or Sony. And for the most part, in that article, he also talks about like how Game Pass, most like they don't want Game Pass, Nintendo or Sony. They don't want it.
Yeah.
So
but he also said they would love to have it on those platforms, but like he said, only if it's the full experience.
Yes.
The interesting thing is that Phil actually said, sorry, 3-bit, I'm just going to sneak this in here quick. Phil said it a year ago that he didn't want what the competition was doing. He wanted a more diverse. And I remember hearing about that last year where people going, oh, Phil is taking subtle shots at Sony, which he probably kind of was in his own way. But he said he wanted a more diverse portfolio for Xbox moving forward. Right? So this is the same statement, that he's not copying what the competition is doing by releasing the same, regardless of what the story is and what the game mechanics are. It's essentially the same like formula that they're following because they're like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But look at what Xbox is doing. RPGs covered, racing covered, simulation covered, indies covered, first-person shooters more than covered.
Okay, so but PlayStation's coming at Xbox. Like, I mean, they're trying to like put their foot out there. They've got some multiplats or some multiplayer like shooters on the table. They might not be the best, but they're trying. I feel like they're trying to grasp at these straws.
Yeah.
And they're not making it as single player focused as PlayStation is. And that's a PlayStation thing. It's cool. It is what it is. It's like, I can't blame fucking Nintendo for being Nintendo. That's Nintendo. I love that Xbox has taken this like we're just gonna do what we want to do and we're not gonna follow anybody's rules, and it is what it is, and you can tell us to make this and I don't even really give a fuck because we're gonna make what we want to make. And I just
they're
think
not
that's
making
where
cookie cutter games,
But
because it's
people
all about
are
third-party
using
walking
this
sims.
as an example of like, oh, see, this is Phil basically making fodder. And I mean, I heard this on some of these shows today. I'm like, are you? It's so interesting to see people's
I
different
couldn't even
perspectives.
like tune in for these things. Like all day long, I kept seeing it
Oh,
pop on my thing. Like, oh, like
they were
Phil, like
maddening.
this take, and I'm like, dude, like, it's okay. First of all, read the article, read the interview, watch the interview, whatever you're gonna do. Like, I mean, I read it. I don't know if the interview's out for
Speaking
watching.
of that, one of these people, I'm not gonna say the name. I listened today. This is the person I'm mainly thinking about in my head. Okay, when I'm referring to this, because the stance was just absolutely fucking unbelievable to me. But this person was basically said that they read the other article, the little snippet, but they read a little bit of the Games Radar one, right? Like if you're gonna have such a strong stance on this, right, to where you are coming at this 100%, you know you are right, because anything or anybody that actually has read this information coming at you with is wrong, then you better have read the fucking article.
Whole thing.
But that goes
Because-
against the
Be
narrative.
informed.
Because
Goes against
your
the narrative.
stance
Yeah,
is
exactly.
completely oblivious and wrong to the actual facts of what's actually written on the page, right? So if you have this strong ass stance and you're coming out there and you do not even know what the fuck it said, then how can you have an opinion? Especially when you're battling everybody that has actually read the damn thing, right?
It's like
That's-
rating a movie. It's like reviewing a movie on the trailer
Yeah.
Yeah.
only.
Like,
You know what
just get with the program. It stopped being a toxic ass little stupid ass and shut up.
I feel like people
Right.
fucking saw that and they just fucking grasped onto it and then they ran with the narrative, and that's all I was seeing all day. And I am
That's what
so
they do.
tired. I am so tired of it. Like I
They're
don't
like, see, this is an excuse for
I
like
hate it.
Phil, and this means they're not trying to make AAA games, and they are running with this narrative. I'm like, guys, are
Yeah.
you
Let
seeing
'em,
what's
let 'em.
actually
Well,
happening?
Because I
Yeah,
can't
why
wait to
don't
see
we
them
run
fall-
with the narrative of you're ripping us off with poxy director cuts?
Yeah, well, I've already been very vocal about all that stuff. I
Yeah.
am absolute. First of all, I haven't turned on my PS5 in 3 months.
We have
And
no
at all.
reason to.
There's no reason to. And I mean, anybody saw
Exactly.
my funny video on Twitter that pissed
Yeah, I
a
did.
lot of people off.
It did.
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
man,
so
I ended
funny.
up getting like 160,000 views on it
know.
by the end of it. But I got to tell you, is that I haven't turned it on in 3 months. And after Kena Bridge of Spirits, which by the way is a timed exclusive, only 90 days, just so
And
And
everybody's
that's gonna be
well
on
aware.
PC. That's
gonna
where
be
I'll
on
be
P-
picking it up.
Right. I'm literally buying Kena Bridge of Spirits just so I could turn on my PlayStation until late 2022. I swear to God. Just so I have a reason for justifying this giant monolith staring at me right now in the corner. of the-
Monolith. That's not a monolith, Mag. That's a vagina.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
console vagina.
Lady,
only
if
need
I,
to
if
turn it
I
on
came across a
twice a
vagina
year.
that big, I'd be
You know, you
kind
got
of
Ratchet
scared.
and Clank and Returnal this year. That's all you're getting, dude.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna fall for the director's cuts and all that kind of stuff because I already
No.
played those games. I already platinumed them. I did all
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But
I
it-
wouldn't do it either.
No, but here's the point. This is something that lady said that actually was very interesting. She said when she was talking about Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft going in their own directions, and she's like, "Hey, if it works for you, that's great, or whatever. Go in that direction. Go down that road if that's what's successful, and that's what if your fans go with it, great. Why can't everybody think like that? Why can't everybody just let Xbox do their thing? Why can't people let Sony do their thing?
I'll
I-
tell you why. Because the human race
Yeah,
are
because you gotta-
jealous.
Right, you got to be better than the other guy, right? I
Exactly.
get it, but it's so
You know,
stupid.
Mag,
Yeah.
I just want to pull
Lady's
this up
right.
real quick because I feel like maybe you've missed this. Like, I haven't said it too many times, but there's been podcasts where I've brought it up to where I had once made that very, very same argument on my feed. And I had said, like, why are we doing this? What is the point?
Right.
And somebody brought it up to me and they said, when you're
Sports
rooting
team.
for a sports
Yep.
fan,
Oh
when
my
you're
God.
reading for sports, like, do you not have your own team? And do you not support that team? And do you not go to
I-
bat for that
yeah.
team? And I was
It's
just
the same
like,
with cars. people are so the same with cars as well. Like, so it's okay
Why?
for you to argue whether you have a Mercedes or a BMW or whatever, but
or
it's
an
not
Android or an
okay.
iPhone.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
Android
okay,
or
that's a good
iPhone.
one too.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing across the board, and you're allowed to do that. You're allowed
We're
to
just
choose
supposed to
those cars or
compete.
phones, but you
I
can't
guess.
do it with a plastic piece of fucking.
No, it's crazy, man.
PC.
I don't understand. And you know the funny thing
I
is,
don't get it.
I have all of them. I
Yeah.
have all of them. I got two. I got two
I would have them
PS5s.
all if I was rich, but I'm not. But I wouldn't care if I did.
Well, I've got a PS5 here, PS5 upstairs. I got two Series X, one for mine, one for my wife, an Xbox One S, the old one from the kids, and I got two Switches. So I've got them all. So that's the thing. What I would like to ask, which of course I never get around to asking because a lot of them won't say it. And I'm like, do you own an Xbox? And I want an answer. And if the answer is no, then shut the fuck up. Because you can't talk about something unless you're in that ecosystem and experiencing it yourself. I have the right, in my opinion, to give my opinion on whatever because I have actually experiencing and invested in every single one of these ecosystems. I even have an Oculus Quest 2. So I've got the VR 2. I'm covered. Okay. So I have that broad spectrum where I could say, okay, you know what? I've experienced all these different things. Here's my critique on each one, or this is what I feel I'm going to do with this and that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you only have the one, okay, then I don't think that you should be shitting all over the other one or whatever. Maybe there's more deep-rooted mental issues. Maybe they can't afford it. So now, they have to feel like they need to justify that purchase, so to speak.
It's
right?
it's hard.
Some
It's hard
of
to
them are
trash on
crazy.
sometimes
Like you,
what you have.
you see
know.
some of them, and you're just like, "What the fuck? Like, why are
That-
we coming to stand so
I own
hard?
this
What
because
is
I think it's-
happening?"
I
because
must
they-
defend it at all costs.
I
Damn,
think it's
be
because
all
to
everything
justify
else.
your purchase. They
Are
want
they
to feel like
10?
they made the right choice.
Hey,
I have a Switch and I have an Xbox One and, X and S, but I do not have a PlayStation because I will not buy one until I get the revised edition. I can
Yeah, I'm
still
in the
talk
beta.
about
I'm in the PS5
PlayStation
beta
because
program.
I know everybody that's got one tells me.
So is Mav. Mav's in the beta program too.
Dude, you know that every time I turn that thing on, I stare at it side-eyed. I'm thinking it's going to explode. It's like
I'm
a live
hoping that
grenade in my
The
basement. I
revised
turn it on and
edition
I'm like,
does not look like that. I couldn't stand it. It drives me
I'm like,
nuts.
I don't care. I just want it to run. I'm just like, please don't do anything
Have
stupid.
you got the pregnant one or the normal one?
No, I got the all digital versions.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
so
You
you
haven't
don't
got
have
the
to-
pregnant.
You
The
got the
pregnant
digital?
one's even worse.
Two of
How
them.
did you get a
That
digital? I can't
exists?
find one anywhere.
Wow.
Canada. I walked
Yeah.
in the day of.
Oh
and
yeah, you're
by the
lucky.
way, just so you know, the EB Games, which is our version of GameStop, when I got
not
the
to be EB Games, it'll soon
yeah, I
be
guess so.
GameStop
They had
Canada.
42 Series X on day one, like right up the street from me. I just
Wow,
walked in and
42.
grabbed
Holy shit, dude.
42 of them in the store, and I'm talking to Forte. You know, everybody knows Gaming Forte, right? I'm
Yeah.
talking to Forte. He called me that day, and he's like, "Yo, how many He goes, "How many Xboxes did you guys get in the store up there, whatever?" Because I was standing outside the front, and I said, "We got 42 in this one," and he got like 3.
Yeah.
He's in like
That's
Philadelphia.
Hey,
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
next time the Xbox console launches, I'm moving to Canada. Hey,
oh,
going to
everybody
Toronto,
actually,
eh?
people were asking me to send it over, but because of COVID,
Yeah.
the tariff, like going across the border, the shipping tariffs were like double. So it would have costed you like an extra $300 to get the console. So I said, forget it. I'm not doing
Well,
it.
it depends on your store and your volume. Like,
Well,
I mean, I'm
We
I'm in a
can't
small
get
I'm
it
an
in the
ex
UK.
GameStop manager, so I knew that like my side of the fucking
Yeah.
city where we had 2 GameStops in my city, and mine always got more than the mall store. Like, so I just,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, I
My
walked in and
GameStop
got-
had 8.
That's crazy. Like the
I was
PS5 was
looking
no
on the-
problem.
On launch day, and I was looking ever since, and you cannot get a digital PS5 in this country.
Yeah.
oh, digital PS5s are the unicorn. Like, I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this, but like,
I
there's
can't
somebody in
believe
I
our
did.
it's fucking stupid. Jordan, he's in our community. He's on
Yeah.
Mo's podcast. He like walked into Best Buy one day to pick up a game and walked out with the digital PlayStation 5. Like, oh, they had this in stock. I just grabbed it. And I'm like,
Oh, that's what happened. Like I got one. I already had one. I already had it for about a week. And then the manager from EB calls me and he's like, "Hey man," he goes, "I got PS5s here. Do you want one?" I said, "Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take another one." and I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or sell it to a friend or just sell it online. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I ended up keeping it. But anyway, I said, I guess, which one though? And then he goes, well, I got both. They're sitting right here. I'm like, okay, I'll be right there. And they were right there. There was digital and the disc versions sitting right there, just sitting there.
Wow.
They just
Not
walked-
many
walked
gamers in
walked-
Canada then.
No. It's just there's not a lot of people. Like our entire country,
That's
our
all
entire country is 33 million people, and we're double the size of the United States.
That's
Yeah.
The inland
Whoa.
mass, right? So
No,
you guys
I
got
wanted to live in
300 and
Canada.
what? 330 something
Yeah.
plus million. Yeah, we've
I
got.
think we've got
33
about
million.
7 billion on this small island that fits in to Texas about 20
That's
times.
insane. to
Right,
me.
exactly. And so there's only 33 million of us, and the country is twice the size of like landmass of the United States.
I'm moving to Canada.
So it's all forest.
I always
not all
wanted to go to
forest.
Canada.
It's beautiful.
It's like
over here.
Montana.
I was going to be a mountie in
Montana's my
Canada.
Montana's
beautiful up
my
here.
state to move because it
Montana.
has the least populated per like anything. It's all mountains. It's foresty. It's
Wow,
the
don't be
Canada
fooled.
I
of the
always
United
told you,
Toronto-
didn't I wanted
Toronto
to live
is
in
like
the,
literally
a cabin
half-
in the mountains of Canada.
Me
well,
always.
too.
Don't be fooled. Toronto is like almost the size of Manhattan. So it's like half of the country's population is all in the one city. And then Vancouver, and then there's a sprinkle in Montreal. And that's
What
basically
about
it.
Quebec?
Yeah, that Montreal, Quebec. And then the rest of
Yeah.
it is just fucking trees.
Yeah, but I'd love that.
Pretty
Just me, the animals, and nature. I would love it.
I
would
live an
love
hour
it.
north of the city. And from where I live up on a hill, you can actually see the whole skyline of the city. I'm surrounded by farm field and forests. And I'm
Oh,
only an
I-
hour away. There's
I
no
live in
traffic.
the
Like
countryside over here, but
beautiful, isn't it?
I
Do you
just
need a
want
neighbor?
the wildlife, like the wolves and the bears. I would love to be there.
Yeah, it's great. There's deer walking around late at night and stuff, and I'm drinking in the back, just like
My
randomly
plan-
walking around.
my
Yeah,
plan
and
was
while you're
to-
at the
You're
bonfire
cool.
Yeah,
listening
We
to
all
Ludacris.
want to be
Canada, but it
him.
backfired.
Yeah. Do we have any other topics? What do we
No.
No, we
gotta
gotta,
go to
we
bed.
gotta get out of
I
here.
gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gotta
guys.
go. I gotta
don't
get up
wanna
with my
be- I
kids.
don't want to be that person.
So,
but fuck.
Well, I'll let you do your outro real quick, lady. So you can bail.
We did
And-
this last week, and I feel like we keep going over time, and we're like, "Hey,
Hmm.
lady, do your outro so you can
Yeah.
go." And, I feel so
and then I'll get
shitty.
to KY Bob super chat, and then we'll do the rest of the outro.
Right.
Lady.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for being and chatting with us as always. It was a great show today, I think.
It was fun. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for all coming and joining in and chat and hanging out. Make sure you're hitting that like button and all that fun time. You can find me here on Friday nights with these guys, and then on Wednesday with Gaming Beyond the Box, and on Tuesdays with the Players of Everything and Masters of None. Here in a couple weeks, we're going to be having a like game night. I think it's the 27th. It's a Saturday. 28th.
Yeah.
Is Psycho, me, and our brethren over at Gaming Beyond the Box, or no, not at Gaming Beyond the Box.
Pomon.
Players of Everything, Masters of None. There's too many fucking words in that. I'm sorry. I want to say noobs and pros, and they won't let me say noobs and pros. But yeah, you'll be able to find us over there at that channel. It'll be a fun fucking time. We're gonna get drunk and just play board games, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have me and Fancy
And Rad Rach.
and
Yeah.
Rad and that Mama Rocks, and it'll be a fucking good time. So
I'm looking forward to watching that. That's gonna be a blast to watch.
We should partake in that. How
And
about
hey
that?
guys, this channel, Noobs and Pros, they need more subs and followers on that. Twitch is
they're
usually
so
where I actually watch
good.
them.
Like I love
but it
them.
is-
That's
it
why
is
I
a-
joined them.
A great show, actually. Like great guys, and every time I watch them, I actually have a good time, right? So if you like the vibe of this show, then you may like the vibe of that show, right? So
It's a good time.
I suggest anybody checking out Noobs and Pros channel, and they have the podcast Players of Everything, Masters of
Yes.
Mike and Brian and Lady. 3-Bit hops on there when he can. Psychonauts is on there.
Psychonauts is a permanent member now. I
Psychonauts is a
think.
permanent panel member now. Yes. So
Yes.
hey guys, check them out. And thanks, Lady.
Yay.
Did you say
Thank
everywhere
you,
they can
Mav.
find you?
I think
as well?
so.
Okay,
I keep
Yeah.
doing this peace sign like I'm from the 90s.
Yeah,
don't know-
man.
Don't
Far
know who
out,
I am
man.
anymore. But hey,
Oh my god.
just let you know. That's a
Um,
thing now.
I need to stop doing that in pictures when I'm like, in
Yeah,
a-
dude,
in
I don't
like
know
a-
what to do with my hands.
Here's
So it's
what
either
do.
this
I'll be like,
or
That's
this.
good
if I'm
enough.
like
That
with
works.
certain people, I'm just like, you know, it doesn't look right. It's just, I don't know.
I don't know what to do.
all right, so we also have $5 super chat from KY Bob. Thank you, sir. He says Game Pass is a service where you will always have unlimited access to every first party game, past, present, and future, day and date for a monthly fee. Mostly true.
Bye, lady.
Hi, lady.
Unfortunately,
Hi, lady.
certain licenses can get in the way of that, like when pulling
Lady.
Forza 7, right? Stuff like that. But for the most part, yes, 100%. And thank you, Bob, for the super chat. Super appreciate it. Hey, I'm gonna be doing the outro for my wife because she's tied up with my daughter. But before we actually get to that, hey, let's get to our guest again, MAGG.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute blast and pleasure
Yes.
having you on the show.
Yeah,
I've been actually wanting to get you on the show for a long time.
It's been a long time in the run.
I had we had a run of people like on the show that had been kind of like lined up, right? So then we had our 1 year thing, and finally we get to have you on the show. So thank you for being here, and man, it was an absolute blast, dude. And I hope that at some point in the future you will be back.
Yes, I would love to. And guys, everybody in this panel, look at this panel we got tonight. We got Mav, 3-Bit, Pong Soul, Psychonauts, Kaitlin, AssassinLupa, Lady. And now that she's gone away, guys, chat, you guys are amazing. What a great show tonight. You guys can follow me on Twitter at the MiddleAgeGameGuy. That's with a GY at the end. On the Xbox Series X and on the PlayStation 5. Yes, when I feel like turning it on. You can find me at all one word, all capitals, because I don't know how to be quiet. I am the MAGG. That is the name, all capitals, don't forget. Every Monday night, you can find me at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Primetime Gaming with Mr. Boomstick XL and friends. On Tuesday night, you can find me at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with none other than Noof Nukem and Titan Drago, and usually an outstanding guest. And this week, holy moly, we have got a guest for you guys this week. We've got the Mooch and AssassinLupa are going to be our guests on the
That'll
show
be a
this
great
week.
show.
Yep, on Gaming After Dark. And guys, turn your headphones down, turn your systems down, turn your phones down, because Mooch and I on the same show, we are going to literally explode the earth. So it's going to be something else. And yeah, it was a great time tonight, guys. It was wonderful. Chat, you guys were amazing and so supportive. Loved every one of you, and I can't wait to come back. Everybody, have yourself a great night.
Thank you, MAGG. Then the extraordinary AssassinLupa. Lupa, where can everybody find you? And hope you had fun.
It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Mag. It's been great to podcast with you finally. And thank you, chat. You're all awesome. It's been real fun having chats with you all. You can catch me here every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m., 2 a.m. UK time. And on Sunday, I'm on Good Morning Xbox with Noof and the crew and
Awesome.
Axel and Eternal Shaddai. That's 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK time. And you can find me at AssassinLupa on Twitter or on Xbox, where I'll game with anyone. If you want a game, catch you all gaming there.
Absolutely, Lupa. Thank you so much. And Long Dong himself, the encyclopedia.
Never
Pong,
gonna lose
hey,
that.
where can everybody find you? I know you were like kind of taking in those rants right there, and I know you were like in agreement because I could see it in the smile on your face. But,
Yeah.
so make sure
I have
everybody-
plenty of my rants.
Yeah. And you know, like the Shop podcast is not happening currently right now.
Yeah.
So Pong outro is a little bit shorter, but I did want to make sure that I give a shout out to PTK Blam. I don't know 100% what the story is, but just looking forward to when you do get back at it, because that's one of the best shows out there and one of the mainstays, I think, in the community, and super great guys. So anyway, Pong, where can everybody find you?
First of all, great show. Loved everybody's passion, and obviously the rants were beautiful. Hey, Mag, love you, brother. Thank you for being here, man. Love what you do, and
Thank
just
you.
keep kicking ass, brother, because you do it right. So I just absolutely love listening to you. So it was great to be on another show with you, man. So,
Thank you, brother.
but otherwise, family, you guys are all awesome. It's been a really real long week for me in real life.
Yeah.
So it's great to be here with you guys. It just feels good. So appreciate you all, love you all so much. So this was a great way to end my week here. So, but otherwise, tomorrow morning, you guys know the drill. Living Split Screen, myself, my brother from another, Steel Rain, will be waking you guys up 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. Set those alarms. Be ready. You know what? You know how these shows go. We might have a 4-hour show tomorrow. Who knows right now? So, but be there. Check us out. We got a lot of good stuff cooking. So I can't wait to talk to you guys then. Like Mav said, Shop Podcast is on hiatus right now. Shout out to PTK. Again, real life takes precedent all the time. So, I can't wait to get back on there. But the Shop Podcast will be back at some point. Otherwise, Tuesday, I will be back. I had to take the week off from Xbox Factor Podcast, but I will be back with Mr. Boomstick, Zemi Games, maybe 3-bit this week as well. We'll see. But otherwise, Mav has been filling in, man. That's a great show. I can't wait to get back on there. I really missed it this week. So Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time, Xbox Factor Podcast. We will see you all there. Otherwise, play what you love what you play, and have a awesome weekend. Chat, you guys were phenomenal. Otherwise, find me, Pong Soul, everywhere. You guys know the drill. Xbox, Twitter. Hit me up. But again, love you all and can't wait to talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Absolutely awesome.
Psychonauts. Where can everybody find you, Psychonauts?
Nice.
Oh, I love that fucking thing. Yeah, thanks for everyone in the chat. You guys were freaking on fire tonight. You were awesome. Meg, you were phenomenal. You were on fucking point tonight.
Thanks.
Love the fucking energy, man. It was great to have you on. It was really good. Love everyone on this panel. You guys are family. You know that. M7 for life. But yeah, you guys can catch me everywhere. Psychonauts 8 on social media and Xbox. You can find me Tuesdays on Players of Everything, Masters of None, 9 o'clock Tuesdays. You can find me Wednesdays, Fun Pop at 10 o'clock with 3-Bit and Mav. And then here, Fridays, you can find me every 9 o'clock with everyone here. And you can catch my YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast, Gamer Chat, one word. I streamed when I got back from Florida. It felt good. I was playing a little bit of Forza, but yeah, again, thank you, everybody. It was a great freaking show tonight. Love you all.
And the amazingly talented 3-bit. Hey, dude, thank you for being here as always, dude. Love you. Where can everybody find your smiling face?
Everyone can find my dimples at Twitter at TheVideoGamesHD. My YouTube channel is TheVideoGamesHD. I am trying to post more like this animations and stuff on my Twitter. I recently did that skull one that some of you guys saw, and I'm doing a cyberpunk one and some smaller game ones. So just look out for that on Twitter. And I am on currently 2 podcasts. I am going to be featuring on Fun Pop and stuff like that, but I'm on 2 from now on. I'm on this one every Friday, and I'm also on Xbox Factor every Tuesday with Mr. Boomstick and Pong and Zemi and all those amazing people. So
What about Wednesdays?
And
Wednesdays?
Too busy for Wednesdays. We'll talk.
It's too busy for Wednesdays.
We'll talk
God damn it.
Yeah, but thank you to everybody in chat. You guys are amazing. Everybody on the panel, Magnificent Seven. You guys already know. Mag, it's been great having you on the show, man.
Yeah, bro.
Your topics in the way you're able to flow it, and we're able to bounce off of you very easily. So awesome stuff. And yeah, thank you everybody, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, man. And I need to do Kate's outro, so here goes.
All right, everybody, you can find me, Kaitlin X0615 on Twitter, and just playing games with everybody. Love you, Mav. You're the best. Husband ever. And this was such a great show. Mag, thank you for being on. And Lupa, you're amazing. Thanks, guys.
Sounds exactly like her.
Absolutely incredible.
She's gonna fucking kill you, Mav. She's gonna kill you.
She'll be proud.
I'm surprised she's not coming through the door right now.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
but for
the,
real, guys,
vasectomy.
hey, it's been awesome. This is Mav. Take it easy. Catch me. Fuck it.
I can't do that.
Wave.
It's been. Oh yeah, no. Hold on.
This is Mav. Thank you for being everybody. I love you. What's going on with my OBS? What the hell?
No, but we're all of a sudden.
Do you see that?
What
Are
the
somebody hacking my PC?
We're doing another show, Fun Pop. Hello, everybody.
Fun Pop. Fun Pop.
TV shows and more.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know,
I
but we're still
don't know
live.
what happened, guys. Like I didn't touch a damn thing. That was crazy. But Fun Pop's trying to take over. He's trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
Are we still
Oh,
live?
man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Dude, that
still
was
live.
fucking nuts. Holy shit. Hey. By the way, Fun Pop will be back on Wednesday. Maybe Sans 3-bit. We're gonna try and work on like when he can be on the show, when he can't, and all that kind of stuff. Well, trying to have guests on and stuff like that. But man, I feel like a ghost just invaded my PC. That was fucking weird, man. That's never happened before. Thank you to the MAGG for being here. Guys, if you enjoy the show, hey, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of that stuff as well. You can find this, and also Fun Pop, which is going to be coming back. So appreciate you. You rock. Tomorrow, maybe Mav and Fancy Show will be back as well. So shout out to everybody, and whoa. Have a good day. Bye. Peace.
Bye.
Later.